All right, welcome in everybody tonight. Good to see everybody out there. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got a heck of a show lined up for you tonight. Always interesting over here. So we do hope everybody has a good time, and thanks for spending your Friday night with us. Got a lot lined up for you tonight. Got a couple guests coming on as well, so it should be a good one. Back with us tonight, we've got LW, the Mouth of Houston, joining us back again. How you doing tonight, LW?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad to be back. Looking forward to tonight's show. I kind of like it because I have no idea what we're going to talk about, so looking forward to it.
I don't think any of us know what we're going to talk about. Well, we got one heck of a guest coming on first, though. We've got, as always, the Instagram star, philanthropist, world traveler, Gutters Pub. How you doing?
Doing good. Dealing with some audio issues, but, hey, nothing we can't handle.
Yeah, that's to be expected from these IG girls. That's just how that works. Also joining us, as always, tonight, we got KJ, the world-famous studio recording country music star. How you doing tonight, KJ?
Doing good. Hey, guys. Happy Friday. Whoop, whoop.
Always going to get that woot-woot out of her. And back again by popular demand, we have Old Man Builds in here. How you doing, Old Man Builds?
Doing great, man. Looking forward to everything.
All right, and we got your buddy here, Straight Dope, as well. Good to see you, Straight Dope.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. Well, I think we normally let this play a bit longer, but we do have a special guest in the back room we want to bring up and introduce to everybody out there. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off because we know his time is important. And he is important to us, so I'm going to go ahead and kick this off and make this thing get going. So let me hit the professional. See, this is where we need Baker here. What the heck, Baker? Where are you at? All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
You're listening to the ASN Podcast Network.
All right, so how's everybody doing out here tonight? Thanks a lot for tuning in. We appreciate everybody being here. We do, and we don't have much time with him, I don't think, but we do have a special guest, James, in here with us again. I know he was a caller that called in last week, and I think we probably all got a lot of questions for James. How you doing tonight, James?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Hey, good to have you here on the StreamYard panel with us as well. It does seem to help. We got you coming through a lot louder here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we appreciate you taking your time to come over here and hang out with us. So I've been watching and following all your videos that you've had going out about updates and things like that, and it's pretty intriguing, man. How you holding up?
I'm pretty good. I developed a rash I'm assuming it's from the object, but I was at work the past week and it's kind of gone away. So I'm just coming home today and seeing the object again, kind of doing some experiments with it.
Oh, okay. And how's that all working out for you? Pretty good?
Pretty good. I had like a weird kind of scare today. I'm thinking it moved on its own. Some people say it rolled off the sawhorses in the video, but it kind of either fell off or rolled off and then kind of like burnt in the grass. So I have it locked up right now so it doesn't get away. Sounds kind of stupid, but yeah, that's what's happening today.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. What I know some other people got to have some questions. Old man, what do you have for him? I'm sure you've got some more questions you wanted to ask him last time and didn't get a chance to, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, you said it burnt the grass. Are you getting radioactivity out of it?
I have not ordered a Geiger counter yet. I have one on my cart in Amazon, but I haven't shipped it yet. So, yeah, I'm assuming it is. It did some when I had it in my basement, it like the lights were flickering, which was some like EMF thing some guy said. So it's definitely, I feel like it's giving off some sort of electronic or radioactive signals.
Okay, so when this thing fell, did it do anything funny, move any different direction? Because you said you had to put it and lock it up.
Yeah, basically I started off today, I took it out of storage where I had it while I was at work. Mm-hmm. And I did my first test. I put some water on it and then I started feeling those weird feelings again, like the despair and like pukiness. So I walked away for a couple hours. I came back and it was on the ground. So that's pretty much what happened.
Did you take any fluorescent light bulb or something like that and put it around it to see if you were getting any kind of energy?
No, I haven't even thought about that yet.
Usually, if you put fluorescent light next to something that's radiating energy, it would light up. It just excites the gas.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I could try that.
Yeah, fluorescent would be best.
All right.
So I've liked watching all the different updates and stuff like that. Have you gotten any, good advice from any people out there? I've noticed, like, your comment sections get full of a lot of people, everybody telling you, do this, do that, do this, do that. I mean, have you taken any advice from anybody or done anything like that?
Yeah, well, I put my email on the channel description there, and I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea, because like I said, I have a few like death threats coming in from who knows who they are, but I don't really take them seriously right now. They don't seem too professional, but I called a couple people. Like, somebody was Stephen Greer's assistant. She said she was. I just called her and basically told her what I've been telling everybody. I didn't give her any other info, but a lot of people seem to want to do tests of their own on it, and I'm not giving it away anytime soon. So
yeah, and I don't blame you at all. I wouldn't get rid of it at all either.
Yeah.
So what do you hey, it's hard to think. LW, you got any questions? I mean, old man Bill, I'm sure you got more. You could probably ask more.
Sure. I mean, I got a question for you. When you're taking time and looking at it, is there anything that you're noticing that's out of the ordinary about it in particular, just when observing it, not touching it or anything like that? Do you see any micro motions or hazing around it, anything like that at all?
Not really. I guess, I mean, it's so like mirror polished that sometimes I feel like I see a little distortion on the outside of it, like kind of like you would see if, like, the road's heating up and you're driving and it kind of looks wavy in the air. It's kind of what I feel like I see, but I'm not really too sure about that.
Do you feel like you see that, frequently though, or is that just like you've noticed it a time or two?
I've noticed it a time or two, and it's not too big of like an area around it. It's like only a couple millimeters, I would think.
Okay.
Do you have an AM radio by any chance?
A ham radio or an AM radio?
It's an AM radio, something that goes to AM.
Yeah, I think I'd have a radio around here.
Okay, turn it on and go around it and see if anything spikes as you turn the dial around it. Sometimes you get interference with it, or the speaker will start making noise on its own if you're getting a frequency out of it.
Okay, I could try that too. Yeah, tomorrow I should have time.
Yeah, have you made any leeway on what any of the markings are or anything? Has anybody given you any insight into that? Because that's what really made me curious, was a lot of those markings.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's Sanskrit, and there's like some Hebrew on there, they say. But I mean, I'm wondering if this thing is either extraterrestrial or if it's some like occult satanic thing, or that somebody's playing around with in the desert. I'm not sure. My latest theory was maybe there's like some demon or entity trapped inside of it, and that's like something on the outside is some spell to keep it in. I don't know how any of this stuff works though. So
right, what was the name of that sphere that a lot of people were relating it to?
The Boobosphere or Bubbosphere or Boogosphere. Sorry.
Yeah, that's I'm getting a lot of emails too about that, and people want me to hand it over to the team of the Boogosphere, but I mean, that's like in Mexico or something.
New Mexico.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They found that thing in like Peru or something.
Yeah, and everybody's always going to try to want to get their hands on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as soon as you give it away, it's gone.
Uh-huh.
Like you'll never see that thing again without a doubt. That's not going to stick around.
The
I mean,
hardest
go
the
ahead.
hardest part is going to be finding somebody that you can trust to actually run some tests on it, so you
Yeah,
can
I
figure
know.
out what it is. I mean, but you got to be able to trust somebody to do that, and that's going to be, I think, the hard part.
Yeah, that's true.
Has anybody made any kind of offers to you or anything like that, trying to get it, or any, where you at with that?
Not like money wise, I haven't really gotten any, and I'm not looking for any money, so I don't really care. But a lot of people are just saying like, yeah, I have the equipment. You can hand it over to us. Everything will be fine. We'll do it securely, and you can watch it the whole time or something. But I mean, for now, I'm keeping it.
I don't blame you.
Mhm.
Not at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of it at all.
I wouldn't either.
I would definitely hang on to it.
Oh, yeah.
Not give that to anybody. Just in case anybody doesn't know, James, if you don't care, I'm going to pull up, at least show these people another one of your videos here, if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. And have you had, while I do this, I just want to know, you did say that you had a rash and, that's gotten better?
Yeah, it has gotten better since I've been at work, which, I mean, I've been away from the object. It's been about a 2-hour drive to work, so I've stayed in a hotel and I've been there the whole time. But yeah, it hasn't even been itchy at all, and it's kind of going away, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's a definite plus. Not having a rash is always better.
Did
Yeah.
did any of your skin like burn or tingle or anything like that outside of the rash? Like any exposed skin that either contacted it or was in proximity to it? Because sometimes there's like a potential for like radio frequency burns and stuff, and it's weird because it feels like a sunburn, except there's nothing. You really can't see anything.
Yeah, that could have been what the first thing was, because when I first dug it up, I touched it with my hand, and like my fingertips I felt a burning sensation right away. But it kind of it went away within like a week or two. But I mean, it didn't feel like the average burn, I would say.
So something strange about that, right? Like if you were to actually take the temperature of it with like a laser, or something like that at a distance, it probably wouldn't be any beyond ambient temperature. But as soon as you touch it and you add your inductance into it, like that actually, could initiate that burn.
Yeah, that would be possible, because every time I pick it up with like a glove, it seems like it's rather cold too. So
Yeah, you really need a oscilloscope next to it. You put the probe next to it. All you do is just take the oscilloscope, connect the little wire piece to the probe to it, put it next to it, and if you get a frequency out of this thing, then you definitely got something on your hands.
what's oscilloscope exactly?
It's just a little device that measures frequency. You can pick up a real cheap one for $30 on Amazon. And
Okay.
all you're doing is you're putting the antenna next to it. I think on the one on Amazon, it has a little antenna. You're putting it next to it, and you're just looking for a frequency to come out of it. And it should tell you where it is.
All right. Yeah, maybe I'll add that to my cart then before I order some stuff.
Yeah, the first thing I would do is put the light next to it. Get a confirmation you got energy. Then spend a little more money and see, cheap Geiger counter to see if it's any radioactive. Oscilloscope's even cheaper than the Geiger counter, and just check out if it has a frequency to it.
Okay.
One other thing is, and I don't know how close or how much you want to mess with it, you can always put a wire around it and take it to a voltmeter and put it on the frequency setting and just see when you touch those two on there how much it gets. Those are fairly cheap at the you might even have one.
Okay. You like a copper wire, wrap it around the thing, or is that what you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just enough to get a little bit of conductivity to it to see what it has, if there's any energy coming out of it.
Okay, I could try that too.
And sometimes things like this also work off of excitation reaction. So any sort of stimulus could potentially amplify the effect significantly. So, that's something to bear in mind too.
All right.
So have you, I noticed a lot of people, have you tested it at all for, radioactivity or anything like that?
No, not yet, because I have been trying to get a good Geiger counter. So I found one on Amazon. It's like about 200 something. A lot of people are telling me to get like this cheap, like $30 one, but it's not even. I'm looking, trying to do my research on them, and it's not like it's gonna even work for what I need it for. 'Cause it'll like only detect a certain amount, and I don't know. It's like a cheap knockoff one. So I'm gonna get a more expensive one to get better results, I think.
Yeah, and I wonder if well, yeah, you can't exactly go ask to borrow one. People would be like, what the heck are you trying to borrow one for? But
Yeah. No
you might attract more attention trying to do that.
Right.
But you definitely would want to test it for something like that, I would think, because you don't want to end up, you know what I mean? You don't want to end up sick from this thing either. So
Yeah, I'm happy I'm not yet. Yeah, maybe it's it feels like there's a lot of mental stuff with it too. It's like a lot of these feelings I get, or it's like something starts in my head, like despair and like disappointment, and then it gets to my stomach, which makes me want to puke. So
Sounds like my rock, Nathan.
Oh yeah. Well, also when you turn on a Tesla coil and the frequency's not right, immediately you want to throw up.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what normally I would do in that situation is go out outside, take off my socks and shoes, put my feet right in the dirt, and just let anything that was in me discharge. That's exactly what I would do, because then all that stuff comes out of you. You got to remember your body has energy in it, and if you're messing with frequencies that don't belong in it, you have a bad reaction. You need that energy out of your system as fast as possible.
All right. Yeah, like ground myself, you mean?
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Okay.
yeah, Nathan, have you dealt with radioactivity and things like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anytime you'd like take a Tesla coil, put a second one inside of it, you're dealing with radioactive stuff all the time. And it acts funny. You get heat and things that are really feel like they're boiling hot, but they're actually room temperature because there's such a high RF. But that sometimes disguises as RF when it's really radiation that's getting to you. You will also get two other things with the radiation. You may get skin blisters that'll start to pop up, which I saw it on your leg. That really concerned me when you showed that. And the other thing is sickness when you're in proximity to it. And if it's putting off the frequency like you showed with your lights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just take the bulb down from on the ceiling there, because I think they're fluorescents I saw in there, and just check it, because if it's radioactive, then you're going to get it right there.
Get some good pictures of just
Oh, yeah.
markings.
Okay.
And I'll put those in the video too for everybody.
Now, Nathan, you could probably, like he was asking the question about, what kind of Geiger counter and stuff like that. I mean, do you have any advice for him on that? Like how he could, something to test it with that would be, so he's not wasting his money trying to buy, something too expensive or something too cheap?
I'll be very honest with you. Usually you want to spend about $100 to $150 on one of those things. So, like I said, the first thing I would do is check to see if you got energy. Then I would buy an oscilloscope for $30. Check it, see if you got a frequency out of it. You know what I mean? Or just find your AM radio to see if there's anything weird that goes on around it. Then spend the real money on the Geiger counter to see exactly what you're dealing with. And if you find anything, then you're going to have to seal this thing in some lead.
All right. Yeah, I'll note some of this down here and what I should do next.
Yeah, whatever it picks up on the Geiger counter, just Google it, you know what I mean, and see exactly what it tells you it is. Because some of the stuff, you may want to hang on to this thing, but if it's giving off that, you don't want it anywhere near your house.
Yeah, that, and be smart about how you share that type of information once you have those results, because that's a surefire way to get a knock on the door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You got something radioactive, the government finds out, they're coming for it.
Is that illegal to have, or how does that work?
it's not the issue of whether it's going to do anything to you. It's what it does to your neighbors and everything else, and the liability of it. So
right.
they'll immediately remove it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't be in significant trouble in any sort of way, but if you think you're going to keep it under that circumstance, you'd be dead ass wrong.
Okay,
Right,
so
I think
just shouldn't post the results, then you think?
Well,
we're not lawyers here. We'll just go ahead and state that. But what I would think probably I don't know where Mr. Duggar is. He's our YouTube lawyer. He does specialize in bird law as well. But I would say you would probably be, like, at this point, you don't know if there's anything wrong with it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Once you so right now, I don't see where there would be any problem because, it's basically ignorance at this point of not knowing. Once you test it and you find out, like say you do find out it is giving off a bunch of radioactivity or something, at that point a responsibility may bear upon you.
Yes.
Once you know.
Right.
So, I think the first thing to do would be to test it, find out, and then you're just going to have to weigh out your options there,
Okay.
That's my advice. I don't know if do y'all agree with that?
I mean, that sounds like good advice to me, man. That's what I'm saying is if make the decision at least yours, and maybe with some people that reached out to you as opposed to somebody else's entirely, right?
Right. Yeah. That sounds like good advice to me too.
I like the way you're thinking though, and who you're reaching out to that would deal in this kind of thing. I think when you get to the email portion of it, and if you have some kind of results to show them, they're going to take it really seriously. And if you let them know that you think your life may be in, jeopardy, or that you have any kind of physical ailments from it, they'll come out faster than you think. You know what I mean? To retrieve it.
Right.
So can we explain, because some people aren't quite sure what they're looking at. I don't think they were here last week. And so can we explain where you found this, and can we kind of just highlight where this came from? And
yeah, you want me to explain it, or
if you
could, yeah, this is your baby, so take it away, sir.
Well, basically I was on a road trip heading to Vegas, and I was camping out in BLM land, like pre-camping kind of in the desert. And I woke up one morning and I'm like pretty laid back, not planning on going anywhere soon, just enjoying the morning. And I'm outside of my car and I see a glint in my eye. It's up in the air, flying around, zipping around back and forth, kind of like it's observing me. And then eventually it started making me feel weird and feeling like the dreading feeling again, and like a little bit of pukiness. And I started packing up to leave. And then I heard a thump like way out there. So I went out there, found this pile of sand, which is in my video. And it was under there. It's like, I don't know how deep I'd say, but the sand was covering it. So it had to have fallen at a decent speed to make that happen. And yeah, I first touched it with my hand. That's kind of dumb now looking back at it, and I burnt myself. So then I picked it up with a shovel, put it in the back of my car. I had a little tub in the back with the cargo hitch there, so it wasn't in my car. And drove back home with it. I started asking online if I should post it or not. People said I should, and I did last week and a half, and here we are.
Yeah, it was buried about a foot and a half into the ground is what it looked like.
Yeah, I would say with like the pile on top, yeah.
And then, so since then, you've just posted it out, been putting out videos and updates, and it seems like it's caught some traction there. A lot of people have been looking into it. How many emails do you think you've gotten on this thing?
I probably get like 20 to 30 a day still. And there's just a ton of people thinking like, oh, you're not responding to me, you don't really care about this thing. Well, yeah, there's a bunch of schizophrenia people out there that I feel like are just emailing me like, oh, I had dreams about this object, it's mine, I want it. There's a lot of that going on too, so
traveling. Fools,
Yes.
did you see that what Status Quo had said about he was a nuclear plant machinist, and he said that he showed up here late, but it looks like a test bullet for testing of pipes, and the one he's speaking of is definitely radioactive.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, makes me wonder if
A
there's
test bullet, you said?
yeah, a test bullet for testing of pipes.
Okay. I'll try to look into that too, I guess.
Very cool.
Yeah, here's a comment right here. I came here late, but it has the looks of a test bullet for testing of pipes, and the one I'm speaking of were indeed radioactive.
Wow.
That's kind of chilling a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
How far away was the closest nuclear power plant? Maybe it shot out shot out one of the pipes after testing and
Yeah.
landed
Possibly,
in the dune.
yeah. But I mean, would that explain it flying around? I'm not sure. Because then it would have came straight down. But I don't
I don't
know.
think it would explain the markings either, would it?
No.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, the markings are very odd. And I know I asked you about this earlier, but I mean, have you had any luck deciphering? Because I know a lot of people were writing these down and stuff like that, trying to figure that out.
Well, the most interesting thing I found was that, well, first of all, the triangles on the ends, they're like flipped. They mirror each other on the opposite side. So, like, it makes another hexagram if you would lay it out the front and the back end, because they're like mirror image of each other. And then another thing was, in those triangles, there's two lines. There was like some guy on Reddit, he shared a Reddit link with me and said that a different guy found like a UFO or was being abducted or something and saw that exact same marking, was a triangle with two lines on it. So that's kind of worrying me too.
Yeah, that would make me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan and I, we do a lot of stuff with a lot of different geometry and field geometries and things like that. And one of my specialties is actually pulling geometry out of stuff and then kind of keying it together, trying to make sense of it. And I've been fairly successful in the back. And I mean, I haven't done it with yours in the past, but like I haven't done it with yours. The thing is that it is very similar to a lot of the geometries that we often see when we're deciphering, you know, even like ancient field geometries and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So what, like now that you're home this weekend, you plan on doing any tests this weekend with this thing?
I guess I'll maybe get like a radio and see if I can, or find one of those light bulbs, those fluorescent lights, and I'll definitely test that out. And then, yeah, I'll kind of do what you guys are telling me, I guess, and eventually get a Geiger counter.
We had a question in the chat. Where were you camping?
It was, I don't want to say the location right now, just because of whatever, keeping my identity, but it was within 100-mile radius of Las Vegas. I can say that.
Okay. Did you have any inclination there was any more, or you just this one?
I guess, no, I don't think I saw any more in the area, because I kind of was freaking out and got out of there right away. But yeah, this is the only one I saw, unless there could have been multiple. It could have been multiple because it did like shoot off. I couldn't see it anymore for a few minutes and then it would come back. So who knows if this was the same one, or it could have been a couple of them coming in.
Yeah, definitely interesting stuff. You know, and I did try to look into that. I wonder if there's a way of, like, have you done this yet? Have you drawn those lettering? Have you drawn those out, like, on a piece of paper yet?
I haven't, but there's been plenty of people on I think 4chan and Reddit who did that. They have it like digitally, so I'm sure I could get one of those and post it somewhere. Maybe put it in one of the videos as a
Yeah,
picture.
I would be interested to have that, and maybe we could look into that, running it through some, AI software and stuff like that. Maybe we could come up with some kind of, something. Maybe AI could help configure that. If you get the opportunity, why don't you try to do that yourself? Draw those out. And I mean, we don't even mind helping. You could shoot them over here, and we'd stay in contact and try to help you figure out what it might be saying, possibly. So.
All right, yeah, I could do that. If I do, I'll definitely, maybe I'll email you guys and post it in the next video for tomorrow or something.
So I'll even make it easier for you. Just take a piece of paper, put it over top of it, and then take pencil lead and just scribble over the top. It'll make all the lettering for you.
Oh yeah, that would work too, I guess.
Yeah, or just take a high definition still photo.
Yeah.
Well, and I was going to say it'd be nice to have it straight on, so that you can see all those markings and how they are, around the.
Yeah, I did. I took a couple pictures like that, but I mean, the way it's angled, it's kind of hard to read all the ones on the side, but I could still do that again. And then just take it a few of the outside so you can read them head on.
Yeah.
Because from the top, they kind of look a little bit small because they're right on the edge there, but.
Yeah.
It's really hard looking at it, from these angles to see, what they actually are. But it would be neat to have it from, the 360 written out into one line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could. I think I'll get on that tomorrow, actually, because I do have a lot of people asking. I mean, I have enough footage of it around the whole thing, but I should probably document it all in one place.
Now, is the lettering the same on both sides?
It's not. The only thing that is the same is the triangles and then that Star of David and the few symbols around it. But as far as the lettering, it's a little bit different. It's definitely the same language, but it's different.
I do have an interesting comment here from Aaron Nunn in the chat. Have you bothered to take a compass anywhere near it?
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh, I haven't done that either.
That would be. Do you own a compass?
I could probably find one somewhere. I think my dad might have one for the boat or hunting or something.
Right. That would be very interesting to take a compass and move a compass around it and see if it changes, the magnetic north or anything like that on there. That would be, what a compass does.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, lots of good things going in there in the chat.
Yeah, Geiger counter. Okay.
Oh, wow. So Nathan, what else you got for him? I know you're the scientist here.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. It's just interesting. I wish I had something. That I was close to you. I'd just come over and test it for you. I have everything you probably need. But,
yeah, that would be nice. But
yeah, you're on the opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Straight Dope? You've got any questions about this thing?
I mean, I'm very fascinated by it. I think that it runs in parallel to a lot of the stuff Nathan and I both do and that we explore on a regular basis. It's just, without kind of experiencing it firsthand, it's very hard to tell what kind of energy might be coming off of it. Or, I would presume there's some sort of internal situation going on, but it may not be too. Sometimes just having different layered materials is enough to cause effect. And, that's another realm of it too. So what you see on the outside, might not be the full thickness of the material. And it could very well just end up, because what did you say? It weighed something like 35 pounds, 31 inches, 31 and a half inches long, 5 inches wide. That's what you said?
Yeah, it's 31 inches long, and the last time I weighed it was 15.8 pounds.
I mean, okay, 15. So, that's a little lighter. So, it's definitely hollow at that point, so you have to think about what's in the walls of it that's probably causing this. You didn't hear any rattling or anything like that when you were carrying it about and carrying it back?
No, I've shaken it a few times and have not heard anything at all inside of it. So,
So
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't think it would.
something to consider too. Yeah.
but yeah, the one thing is, I don't know if I mentioned before, but it's not magnetic in the center at all. But once you get to the edges, it becomes magnetic. So, not not magnetic of itself, but like a magnet will stick to it. So the sides, like a fridge magnet, it'll just barely stick, and then if you get way to the end, it'll stick on there.
That might have what to do with magnetic field geometry, and because realistically, if the material itself was magnetic, it would be magnetic here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to know.
Well, no, because it could be how the radiation is building out in it.
Right, how it's building out. Right, I was thinking field geometry, exactly that.
Yeah, because you're going to get a magnetic field out of radiation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get RF. You're going to get a little bit of a magnetic field. You're going to get radiation. You know what I mean? And it's going to kind of feel like static electricity a little bit sometimes. You're going to get all those effects coming out of it if it's radioactive.
Okay.
And especially if the core, see, the problem is here, you don't know if it's a compressed core of radioactive material or it's just the whole thing is radioactive. And that could be the big thing. Now, if it was the core, I'd imagine that rash would be 10 times worse. Because then it'd be building out the energy everywhere. My thought is it would be the outside that'd be radioactive of it, not the inside. So, yeah, you got to check it to see what kind of energy is coming off of it, man. And if you get a positive on the energy, just get the Geiger counter right away. I think that's what the whole chat is saying right now, is you need to find out for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like I'm downing you, but this coincides with something that Nathan and I were actually talking about earlier on our show. About things that kind of counteract gravity. And the idea there is that you have a radiation field on the outside, but the inside is not the radiation field. The inside is actually not radioactive at all, in the same regard, right? So it has to do with energy vectoring. And anytime you have a cylinder geometry that's coinciding with electromagnetic forces, what ends up happening is you get all these different vector paths for the energy to travel. But again, if you obviously, you saw it flying, provided it was flying and it was defeating gravity, it's because it has a radiation field on the outside. That's how it builds a gradient and differentiates itself from its outer environment to be able to keep the differentials, energy differentials, different enough to sustain the effect.
Right.
Yeah. So, what Nathan's saying is dead on, really coincides right with everything that we believe and experiment with.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's anti-gravitic, you're absolutely going to get radiation out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say, you need to start running these tests tomorrow, though. I mean, if you're at all worried, you need to figure that out first to make sure you at least in your own mind know what you are dealing with. Let's say you, LW, you got any comments on this? No, if LW might not be with us right now. Haven't heard from him. How about you, KJ? You got any questions you wanted to ask about this thing? Oh, you're muted, so.
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I would suggest to you, though, I like the radio idea that Nathan came up with. I mean, I think that would be interesting, and the light bulb, too. I think that's like a good starting ground. Because if you put a fluorescent light bulb to it and the gases inside started, then like right off the bat, step back, let's go on straight to, buying something to do better tests. And I don't know where... Like if you're buying one of those, Geiger counters or something like that, I mean, can you just freely buy those, or is there not some kind of, are you getting put on like a watch list? Like if you buy more than this many firearms in a year, I mean, how does that work?
No, you can buy them. You buy them right on Amazon. Some people sell them. They have their own on like Offer Up or something. But yeah, they're readily available, and you can get one for $30. But If you get the light bulb to light up and everything, I would spend the money and get the good one, and then stay in contact with people that you were mentioning earlier that would be into this type of thing, and not the government that covers it up, because obviously you want it to be able to get out to the right people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's just weird. I mean, I wonder how many people buy Geiger counters. That just seems to me like one of those things that I would never think to buy, but I've never found anything like this, so never had to go down that road.
Oh no, they're going to be people, and I'm sure he's already seen it. That just want it, no matter if it's radioactive or not. They just want it, and like you said, in their dream or something, they saw a vision of it. There's a lot of stuff that goes with something like this, man, and you got a lot of emails, probably a lot of people on your channel asking the same question. You know what I mean? And people who come over that want to test it, if you don't trust them, man, I wouldn't let anybody in your house.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, at this point, like, if somebody wants to like meet with it or something, I mean, I'm gonna bring probably a friend or something and be armed, I feel like. So yeah,
100%. I wouldn't be going out and meeting anybody in a dark alley with this thing.
Right.
Yeah. Be careful with that. Yeah, I see Gutters is dropping your channel there. I'm going to do the same thing in my chat too, so people can keep up with your updates there.
All right. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I'll definitely drop it.
I already dropped it.
Yeah.
In yours.
Oh, you did in mine too. Oh, cool. Thanks.
And LW's. Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's
pretty cool. Well, guys, you got any other questions for James here while we got him? I mean, I feel like there's going to be like 50 things that, as soon as we let him go, then I'm going to be like, oh, crap, we didn't ask him this.
Yeah. Nah, man, just be safe and be smart.
Yeah.
LW's back. LW, you got any questions on this thing?
No, I sure don't. I'm learning more than anything.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely go out there and test that thing tomorrow. What were you saying there, Straight Dope?
I was just saying, be safe, be smart. That's the only thing I have to say on the subject,
Yeah, I'll try my best. I mean, I'm not too experienced yet. I'm a young person, but I'll try to be safe.
No bragging.
Yeah, get that light bulb, get a distance, get that AM radio. Two easy ways to check to see if you got frequency coming off of it. And then as soon as you get a positive, then get down and get a Geiger counter and check it. It's for your own safety.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Yeah, most definitely do that. And yeah, keep us posted, James. I mean, if you want to, come back next week and give us another update, we'd love to hear from you. So.
All right. Yeah. This is the only podcast or anything I've really called into. So I guess I'll just continue here.
Cool. Yeah, we'd appreciate that. And I mean, we'd love to have you back on. We do this every Friday night. So, you're more than welcome to come back weekly and give us your updates. And, you know how to get in touch with me. So if you need any help from any of us or any of that, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We will do everything. And like I said, if you can get us a drawing or a better picture, maybe take a 360, still photos of the way around that. I would love to get those letterings and write them out and try to put them through AI.
All right. Yeah, for sure. I can get that done tomorrow for you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You can just, you got my email. You can shoot them over to me and shoot the photos over. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys, for having me on again.
Hey, James, we appreciate you, man. You got any last words you want to say to anybody out there?
I guess if you're watching, I'm not in this for the money, so you can offer me anything you want, and I'm not going to take it. I just want the truth out there. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you, and we hope to hear back from you next week. And I'd like to hear from you tomorrow with those pictures. That would be super cool.
All right, sounds good. You guys have a good night.
All right, James. Thanks a lot, buddy, and be safe, man.
Good night.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. Good night.
James.
Well, there we have it, folks. James calling back in, and that was super interesting to hear back from him. This thing is fascinating. What do y'all take away from that?
There's something really weird going on there. It's not everything else. It's the rash that gets me. You're not supposed to have that. That you know what I mean? The burning, the rash, that's not supposed to happen. That's, you know what I mean? If it was just a projectile, no problem. Go over, pick it up, shouldn't have any of those things going on to it. If it's radioactive, you're going to have some issues, and it seems like that's what he's getting into.
Yeah, how does that? I mean, God, it's hard to even think about. But I mean, straight dope. You seem to know a lot about this. What do you take away from that?
I mean, the guy seems credible and, has a lot of conviction in his story of, how he came about it and, his experience with it. I happen to be just generally a little inherently skeptical of things in general, I think. But at the same time, there's consistency as far as some of the observations that he's made. But some of the observations that I've made, that Nathan's made, that we've discussed at length when dealing with these sorts of things. And it's hard to just simply make that up without knowing it. And it just, he doesn't at least come across as someone who has a ton of experience or knowledge about this, more inquisitive than anything. But his experiences that he's sharing are just consistent with a lot of things that we see. So I ran a test the other day where my lights were flickering, this, that, the other thing, and a couple seconds later, something was sort of not acting correct, in my own environment. So I've experienced these things myself, but I'm also the one inducing them. And it's not really a mystery all that much as to why, right? So I give the guy a good amount of credibility based on that fact alone. It doesn't stink of bullshit. And I like that,
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. What'd you think about that, LW? I know you weren't here last week for it, but you did get to watch the show, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces. I just don't know that much about it, to be honest. I could sit here and try to fake a question and try to be smart, but I won't be fooling anybody. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right, KJ, you got any
I'm
better?
kind of the same. Like, I don't trust people at all. So I really don't take a lot of. It's just I don't know anything about something like that. So I'm sorry. I mean, I don't. It's hard for me to take it seriously. But that's just,
Yeah,
that's just my thought process.
Care more about the person in this instance. You know what I mean? Just be safe no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be important for him, to get out there and run these tests on this thing.
Well, the
Figure out
comment
what
that
this thing is.
was made about it being a test thing made sense to me. That made logical sense to me. It's like, oh yeah, that could totally, I don't know. That ran logical to me,
Well, it's interesting to think when you start to connect some dots, right? That the guy that commented about the it being like a tube bullet, more or less, all those nuclear power plants are overseen by the Department of Energy. The Department of Energy is the most elusive and secretive of all government agencies. Top security clearances like that don't even exist for normal people. And they do more than just power plants, is sort of what it comes down to. And there's a lot of things that crisscross in and out of Department of Energy. In fact, that's where the Manhattan Project was born out of, was the Department of Energy. So you kind of get the idea of the types of, entities, government entities that you're dealing with, anytime you even mention a nuclear power plant in a conversation.
But this thing should come up on their radar. If they lost something, they're searching for it. And if they see anything close to it on the internet, they're at your house.
They found it already because of that.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I'd like to listen to how they explain away the markings on it, though. I mean,
right. Right.
So that was actually something I was going to touch on with the Department of Energy. Now, the Department of Energy also runs colliders in the United States and has associations with international colliders throughout the the world, aka like the Large Hadron Collider, like at CERN, right? And they're into all sorts of like sort of more or less like occult practices, as far as like some of the rituals and traditions that they follow before they're testing and stuff. So nothing would surprise me. Is I guess.
Well, I mean, soldiers write stuff on missiles before they're shot out. So you know what I'm saying? So like,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so that
Well, I know, but it had the Star of
wouldn't
David.
surprise me.
I mean, it's not. I don't know. It just seemed like some very strange writing, not your
It's not
typical writing.
so. I mean, in context though, that's generally not considered a Star of David, though. It's
True.
it's a tetrahedron, and
Yeah.
It just coincides with a lot of the physics and occult symbolism of it.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of those symbols go way back further. We won't even speak of some of them, but a lot of things are taken out of context with a lot of old symbols. So, yeah, definitely interesting stuff. I mean, I don't know. I look forward to hearing back from him. He calls back in next week. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
And we do want to give a big shout out there to everybody watching. Sorry we hadn't had a chance to really say hey to anybody. He kind of came on right at the beginning, so we wanted to jump in there and hear everything about what James had to say. But we do appreciate everybody being here. I know this is streaming out. God, I don't even know how many places, but there's quite a few people watching right now. We appreciate you, whether you're watching over on X, you're watching here at Traveling Fools, on LWs, on Gutters Pub, on Old Man Builds. Who else? Are you streaming this out too, Straight Dope?
No, sir. I work right through Old Man Builds.
Okay. Didn't know. I see so many little circles up here across the top, but no matter where you are, Old Man Builds. I know you did get a couple of. I don't know why I've lost my mouse here. I know you did get a couple of super chats there that went on at the beginning. So here we go. We got Jiggle Jess going there. I don't know if you want to take these. These are yours. So
Thank you very much, Jiggle Jess. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and he came in there twice for you there. So
rock on, brother.
Kind of answered their question, huh? Who's calling in? The Art Bell? Yeah, well, you got your call.
Yeah. We normally have a call-in number. Baker, he's out tonight. He had a bunch of stuff come up with work and had to take a last-minute unexpected trip out of town. So unfortunately, our call-in line is not running tonight like it normally is. But we can go a little further into the show. We can talk about this for a minute longer. And I mean, we're always welcome to drop a StreamYard link if anybody wants to come up and say anything like that. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but sometimes we do that, and we only bring one person up at a time if we do that, because otherwise it turns into a shit show panel. So
No, I understand that perfectly.
Yeah, it gets so bad. Sometimes with these panels with everybody talking at the same time, it's like, oh my God, just check please, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So Straight Dope, we've never had the opportunity to actually speak before. You kind of came in right before the show started. James was like, boom, 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 boom. All right, let's start. Let's go. Who the hell are you, man? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Joe. I'm the Straight Dope. I do a podcast on Fridays with Nathan, Old Man Builds. We work together on different projects, cracking open different physics concepts, the mysteries of the universe, and all the good stuff, I'd have to say. I am an insurance adjuster. That's what I do. It's crazy. It's so not like me. That's pretty much it. I spend a lot of my time just focusing on the interest of the moment. I don't have any one particular interest. I've just done a little bit of everything my whole life. So I know a whole lot of nothing, and that helps me connect the dots, I guess. And I enjoy crude humor and eating food that makes me fat. And
Yes.
I love this guy.
and having,
Right.
that's it.
Well, I love your shirt, and I feel like That is TF's Christmas present.
Right on. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I need one of those, don't I, KJ?
Mr. Cool. That's what I always called him. So
Yeah, I don't know
nice
why,
to meet
KJ.
you.
I don't know what you did wrong, but I don't know. Your audio kind of makes you sound like, when you're one of those fish underwater and you're like,
Really?
No, it sounds fine to me.
Oh, does it?
Yep, it's you.
I don't know. StreamYard's been acting weird with the audio thing tonight. Everybody was having problems at the beginning, but yeah,
I still can't hear myself.
Well, you're the only lucky one on panel.
Hey, suck it.
Do I sound weird to everybody else?
No, you sound good now. I don't know. It might have just been me.
It's him.
So
Why you
LW,
tripping?
what'd you take away from all that? I mean, that was interesting to say the least, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that thing. I do hope James calls back though. But yeah, moving on to another. We could probably sit here and talk about that all night. But so we were looking at that thing earlier with the other, what was it called? What are they calling these things? Like the Atlas thing and all that. What are they calling these? Have they figured out what they are yet?
Oh yeah, those things rocketing towards our planet. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that?
There's a guy out there that always says that they're aliens. You know what I mean? And that we got this big ship coming towards us. And then there's the other side of it that says absolutely not. This is exactly how they act, right? So you're getting blasted from both sides, and everybody out there says, "Forget it, dude. This is like a big conspiracy thing. We're going for the aliens." That's what I see all over the internet.
Right. So what I was telling you about, and you acted like you hadn't even heard of this yet, because I hadn't either. But so they found another one now that's catching up to, I was showing you all at the beginning, this catching up. Like here's a funny tweet. It's this guy says, "At this point, let's call it the gathering." He's like coming with today's date, because I guess on 9/11, they found another one they are calling, what is the name of this thing? It's like C2025, R2 Swan. And I guess the Swan is what telescope? Isn't that how they classify these things, by what telescope it was? So this is the trajectory they are now giving for these objects, which I find almost alarming. And I don't know if people should be really worried about this or not, but so this is what they're saying is going to happen within the next, 2 months?
Oh, that's such a disaster.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you this: wouldn't the irony in it be if it was like a rock flying toward us with aliens on it? Like who's right then? Someone's always got to be right, right?
Somebody's got to be right with this. I'm not sure who that is. I mean, those two right there, I mean, they're going, it looks like we might go to the tail of one of these things. And I think that's one of the small ones, so I don't think it's a big deal. But they're saying this new one that they found is absolutely enormous. It makes the Atlas one look tiny.
And when is that one supposed to come through?
Well, there it is right there. So you can look at the date, coincide with it, October.
Well, that one goes right through Mercury.
Mm-hmm. Never liked Mercury anyway.
Nice.
One less.
Yeah, I wish it hit Uranus. Yeah, I can't go a minute without the Uranus jokes.
No, can't.
Yeah, it looks pretty sketchy though. I mean, they say we might have a heck of a show. They were saying a lot of these you might be able to see with your naked eye, and some of them like even binoculars. You'll be able to
you
get,
might
a really
feel
good
them.
look. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh man. Yeah, I sent you a picture real quick. I just want you guys to know that they knew these things were coming. They absolutely knew it in Egyptian times. They wrote it right on the side of their pyramid. So there's an Egyptian cap that's over in the museum, and you can see the outline shape right on it. They absolutely knew it was coming. It's been prophesized for a while. That's why you see all the things around, man, where they always look at the moon, they always look at the sun. They always know when to look behind the sun, and that's where every one of these objects are flying in from. So,
this new one, this is interesting. You say that this new one they just found. I mean, this is what, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, they found this thing. They still haven't been able to figure out its, course as to, they haven't studied it long enough to know that it's interstellar or, anything. So it could be a repeating, and that's what they're saying. This could be something that, comes up every 16,000 years and passes by us. So they don't know that yet. So they're just like scrambling, trying to figure that out right now.
Once you understand that all the information we have on space is based on sensors, right? And the overlying sensor data of the entire universe, right? Where more or less an entire galaxy is represented by a pixel of a certain color that they're just basically going to decipher based on that particular color and its perceived distance. All sorts of information about it, and then they feed it to you as fact. And then tell you that you have a great understanding about things. And that's it's a little hard to believe, because that's just simply not the way. Nobody's ever really stepped outside of the fishbowl to look back at the fishbowl to even know what we're going through exactly. Yet you could go on any resource and see all sorts of matter-of-fact and definitive visual representations or videos showing movements, this, that, the next thing, that are literally based on one pixel movement over the course of 1 in 10 years. And they'll tell you all sorts of matter-of-fact data based on that, and I'm sorry, but I don't buy it.
No.
And the reason I don't buy it is because we could show experiments in 4K 60, and people are still like, that's not happening, Yeah, but we buy it off of that from that many light years, tens of thousands or millions of light years away, one color, one pixel, three overlays. And that's the data. So, you got to give me a break. It's laughable. And frankly, that entire segment of science is a joke.
We only know a fraction of what's in the water on our own planet. Yeah. And, they find new specimens and new things like every day almost. They don't know nothing. We ask everybody who comes on this show. And so straight dope, I got to ask you, did we or did we not land on the moon?
I don't think we did, to be real. I don't. I think that we needed to prove something to the Russians at the time. I think that we surpassed them ultimately, but I think that the idea of falling behind in the space race was a no-go situation, especially coming out of Bay of Pigs and everything that happened over in Cuba. Once they got that satellite up after that, it was pretty much all downhill for us from there, and we were in a race nowhere fast. Did it ever happen? I don't know. I think we tried and had issues with the Kuiper belt, or whatever that thing's called, or the Van Allen belt, right? That's called, right? Van Allen belt, right? So I think we had issues with that. I don't really buy the whole idea that, that we had the technology there and we lost it to be able to shield from the radiation for the instrument. I've heard the argument that things used to be more analog or whatever, and now the way that they are, they'd be more affected. I've heard that before, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the way it works. I think it's just problematic largely. And I don't really buy the fact that we developed that back in the 60s and 60s technology, or 50s and 60s. And it is incapable of being redeveloped now, that it's lost technology. That sounds like the most absolute load of horseshit I've ever heard in my life. And
the one that gets me all the time is where they say they accidentally recorded over all the original footage.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I know. Right.
Yeah, they've either lost it or they recorded over it, and you go to find one, it's just got an old Cheers episode on it.
Lucky that's what it is, huh? Could have been some,
some other stuff on there.
Some semi-scrambled adulties there.
Or unlucky. God dang it, I was expecting something better than this. Yeah, it's pretty, that's a pretty lame excuse, the most, extraordinary thing mankind has ever done. And they're like, oopsie, we accidentally recorded over it. I'm not buying that. That's just a dumb.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's a lot of stuff wrong with NASA. I mean, you even look at modern times with it all, and then they have like these live streams and stuff, and people will find stuff on these live cams, and but they archive it all. But ironically, when you go back to the archive stuff, even though you have it documented, recorded, whatever, you go and you're like, well, this isn't a match. So
Right.
they're scrubbing their own data, and it's intense. Like they're really out. They're spending a lot of effort and time to cover their tracks on something.
well, what doesn't make sense is how do you have a rover on Mars, and you have Japanese rovers on the moon, and we just sent probes to the moon, yet you cannot put something through that's not analog to the Van Allen belt. Yet all these things are supposedly operating somewhere else in the solar system, which makes zero sense whatsoever. Okay, and then the Van Allen belt really doesn't make a whole lot of sense in itself when you start to think about what it is. Radiation begins at the core. The demon core, if you stood next to it when it's closed, you died. If you were far away from it, you might have got sick for a couple of days, okay? But if the radiation's coming from our planet, that means the center of our planet has the radiation, not the outside. The only way it would gain any radiation is from the sun. So are they saying that that's what's going on? Because that's not what they're saying. So their whole thing about every part of it seems like just BS. Like they're saying out of both sides of their mouth which way it is. Like we can see all this distance, but then they're little pixels and dots. We, have rovers everywhere, but they're not even in the right color. When you go to look through a telescope at Mars, it's not red. It's all different colors, but it's not red. So what do we really know about the solar system? We don't know shit. These people are like, just a bunch of liars.
Right? They're right. They're good at money laundering. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Slush
what they're doing.
funding.
Now,
I
here's
mean, I
something.
guess
Now,
it's
I
like
have a
you just
friend
have
of
to
mine.
take.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Buddy.
No, go ahead, bud.
No, I got a friend of mine. So he's got a theory, and he's big into. He's been on the show a few times before too, and he was sending out a thing, and he thinks with this new. He was actually the one who told me about this new comet they just found, which I would have had no idea. So we stay away from politics here on this show. That's on Gutters Pub Tuesday nights. Anybody who ever wants to dive into all that, go over there.
Tuesday nights, huh?
Yeah, Tuesday nights. What time you normally do that at? 10
7.
o'clock?
Yeah, 7, 10. Yep.
Well, no, 10 o'clock real time, Eastern time.
Yeah.
So.
Or 10 o'clock fake time, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, okay, whichever way you want to look at it.
Eastern
But so
real.
his deal, did you see the thing where they're having the meeting in the location with over 800 retired generals, admirals, everything that everybody has to be there this coming Tuesday? So he, in his mind, now this is the way he was doing. They just found this new thing and it's going on and all this stuff. That his logic is that it's the meteors that they're worried about.
Oh, yeah, the little one's breaking off.
That and I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not, but that was his logic in that he is, ex-military and all that. But that was his thought process, that why an unprecedented thing that is everybody having to be there for some secret meeting, and it's mandatory for all these people to have to be there right before all this stuff is starting. So
To be where they know it's not going to hit, maybe.
well, yeah, maybe, but it's
So evidently that's Virginia. Okay.
right, exactly.
Hey, fools, I think we have people that are wanting to come up. I think they're wanting the link. I just seen got the phone line. Get the phone lines working, guys.
Oh, you're muted.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
All right,
You
I
got
like
bad
that episode.
audio.
Yeah, whole thing around. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Okay. I get it. Yeah, if y'all want to do that, I mean, we'll bring one person up at a time, depending on how many people come up. Are y'all good with that? You good for taking questions and
Oh,
anything?
yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So what we'll do, if y'all want to drop the link, Nathan, you want to drop it in yours? I'll drop it in mine. Gutters, drop it in yours. LW, drop it in yours. Wherever, if people want to do that, you're more than welcome. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that in mine. It's always interesting to hear from people. That's kind of the point of this show, is to get different people's take on things. So I'll drop that in mine.
And now we can have fun. No, I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
mean,
noticed that right
this is
away.
a show that this is a show for fun. You know, it does go some serious stuff, some not so serious stuff. We do like to laugh on Friday night.
We do. We don't want to make it homework. We don't want to make, like you came here to have a class.
Yeah, test at the end of the night.
No, that's it. Yo, mine and Nathan's show, we fall apart like at random points all the time. we talk about some pretty dense stuff sometimes, like really dense stuff, and then it's like it just goes off the rails entirely.
Well, all depending on what you mean by dense, we talk about a lot of dense stuff too.
No, the stuff we talk about dense sometimes.
Yeah, I'm the dunce, but sometimes they talk about dense.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we were talking about that with Mike. He had his code brown this morning.
That's right.
Oh, we got to meme him every time he says it. You know what I mean?
Code Brown. Wait a second. What?
Oh, now Katie's
Yeah.
interested again.
No. Wait.
He was dropping poo comments in the chat there on Facebook. So I memed him, put his face on a little guy taking a poo, and you have to, man. You have to get some fun and make these guys laugh a little bit. You know what I mean? So serious about all this technology and stuff. There's no way.
Yeah, no, we were 3 minutes into our show this today when we were talking about feeding energy back into its own system, and evidently my analogy was, yeah, that's like trying to piss in your own mouth. I was like, anyway, digress.
So talking about golden showers first thing in the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, once again, we do not have Baker is out of town this weekend. He runs our phone line for us.
Yes.
But yeah, we did post. Did you post that in yours, Nathan?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there you go. I got that up there. Click the StreamYard link to call in. Once again, we'll bring one person up at a time so it doesn't turn into any kind of panel. And I mean, we already got a panel, so turn into one. But you guys get what I'm saying.
He meant shit show.
Right. Yeah, we wouldn't want it to turn into a shit show. Exactly what Gutter said.
Just quit trying to filter it.
Yeah. There's only so much of that I can do,
That's right.
especially when we got Gutters on here.
That's right. I bring out the best.
By the way, again, everywhere I drive, it's like gutters. Gutters.
I know. I just seen a gutters cleaning sign on the side of the road. Like,
Everywhere.
wow, honey, stop. I got to get a shower.
Yeah, it is Friday.
Oh, dude, Joe, I was listening to Gutters this morning, man. The RV talk.
Yes. We go in
Oh,
coffee
God.
club, we talk about whatever, and usually I can't, if I start talking about RV stuff, you hear LW and TF. It's, oh God, we're gonna talk about the
Hey, I did go on and like it.
Oh, here you
Thank
go.
you.
Here's your
But
sound.
I did, but I didn't have time to listen. But
Yeah.
I did.
We
I
talk
did
about
see
a lot.
it.
We have a rule: no two-letter words on here.
Hmm.
That's hard. That's very hard.
RV. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Oh,
But
that
I'm very good at breaking the law.
Right.
Breaking
we'll
the
go-
law. Breaking
That's
the
right.
law.
Breaking the law.
Anytime I hear an RV, like I swear I can't help but think about the music video. What is it? It's a Pussifer. Conditions of My Parole is one of the most off the chain music videos I've ever seen in my life. And it all revolves around them just jamming in a stolen RV. Yeah, great
So
song.
straight dope. I got a question for you. I mean,
Yeah.
no like city or anything like that. But what region of the United States are you in? Or like, northwest or
Well,
southeast?
I'm from Long Island, but
Okay.
I live upstate New York now.
Okay, cool. Wow, how's life up there? Do you like it?
I mean, compared to what it used to be for Long Island, different. It's like it's pretty old and people are poor. There's not a lot of traffic, and I live in the mountains. But they
Okay.
say I live in a valley, but I live in the mountains. And yeah, you drive up the road like between me and my friend's house. It lives like 10 minutes away or something. And you kind of pass every farm animal and wild animal that exist in the Northeast between here and there, and usually try to like not run them over because they're like really like that. And yeah, how is it? Well, there's like a road that I pass that like these, it's like a cow pasture or whatever. So it's like on an extremely steep slope. And every time I see these cows on this thing, and then I see like the little chain link fence at the bottom, I'm like, if one of them loses its footing, like it's it's going right into, it's like there's no doubt, it's like coming right through the fence and into the road. That's it. So yeah, that's how it's living up here. Not bad.
My brothers and
beautiful.
My brothers and I, we did a music thing. We went and met up with this band in the Catskills. God, it's been about 10 years ago. Super cool place. It was this place, I think it was called Full Moon Resort or something up there. And it's right past Woodstock, where Woodstock is. And then go up further up in there. And it was super pretty. A very nice place. Interesting, cold at night. Like you said, a lot of wildlife, a lot of stuff. But there was this town there. And for the love of me, I can't remember what it was called. It was so weird because we go to this place and it's Full Moon Resort, So every night, they're feeding us all this, like basically they're feeding us grass, or like chicken with cranberry sauce on top of it every night. It's just like, we want some real food at night. So we were staying in these cabins. So we're like, hey, there's a town up the road. We can go get beer, frozen pizzas, something like that to throw in our oven at night, because we're starving to death here eating kale. And so we go to this town and it was some kind of holiday going on. This whole town, one side of the street, you had Muslims in the whole get-ups, the whole side. The other side of the street was all the Jewish people with their whole outfits and they were coinciding in this little town up there. I forget what the name of it was, but it was absolutely amazing. We're driving down the road looking left and looking right, going, holy hell, where are we? Are we even going to be able to get a pepperoni pizza here? That was our biggest fear was we wouldn't.
That is an interesting story. I really have to say. I mean, because first of all, you don't see a lot of that around here. Okay?
No.
Throwing that one out there. But what I will say is that like upstate New York for a very long time was a big vacation area because remember, there was a time when people didn't fly and stuff, and New York is highly populated downstate, so everyone downstate has to have somewhere to go, and upstate is the place to go. And there for a very long time was a lot of, very, very Jewish communities, even up here. See, downstate New York is like a relatively densely populated Jewish area, but like you wouldn't think that so much about upstate, except that it was all these little pockets and resort towns. So they would have a lot of their like retreats and stuff up here, and all of it went out of business in like the 80s and 90s. Like that was like the last of the last went out. And now you just have like these random pockets that just, they didn't move. They're there. And, no. But it is coming from downstate New York, one thing that's hard is, the culture, lack of culture shock, I should say. Right? Like there's like no culture here whatsoever. It's literally awful. Everything closes at 8:00 at night. There's no restaurants. And I live in the big town in the area. So,
But isn't that their culture? You know what I mean?
No. It
like when you're from a small area, people have their own way of life and their own culture. It's just
it's not superior to other forms of culture. Like,
I mean, that's a form of opinion, but yeah.
True. It's fairly objective. It's like the pizza here sucks. Downstate, it's great. There's one okay pizza place here, for instance, and everybody goes there, but they think it's the best. But then they go downstate and they're like, "Oh, see, it's better." And that's the thing. It is subjective.
Any of it up there will probably be better than where I live.
I mean, it's fair. Not everything's bad. I enjoy it up here, but it is very different, and you're going to be losing a lot of things that you'd be used to, just like coming from like normal places, because it's very, very rural. So
yeah, I was looking on the map here trying to figure out what town that was, I can't remember what it was, but it was really weird. It was a really
I mean,
weird place.
that'd be interesting to see the yarmulkes and then I mean, that's interesting. But
Hey, they
that's
get
cool
along.
that it could
That's cool.
be in the same area.
They were coexisting somehow, or at least while we were there. Thank God.
I guess
But
they're
you're
not
right,
fighting
probably
over
some
temple.
vacationing. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry.
No, I don't think they were vacationing. That seemed, because even like the stores, every store you went into, was run by, people of that nature. You know what I mean? The whole town.
Oh, I gotcha.
It was the
that's
craziest
interesting.
place. It was like Twilight Zone. It was like
Yeah.
an episode of Twilight Zone. We just found ourselves there. It was like, holy cow. What is going on here? Right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, folks, the links are pinned. I pinned mine in the chat there if anybody does. I saw P Digits. I don't know if you were kidding or not. Yeah, P Digits, the StreamYard link is pinned there. That is the only way we have to call in tonight. But you are more than welcome to, buddy. Anybody's welcome to that they want to. I think everybody's scared of us. They're like, people kind of like
I know.
to
I
call
thought
in
Gutter
numbers.
said there were some people
Yeah,
coming on.
I could have swore I seen somebody said something about wanting a call-in number. Maybe they just wanted to call in. They didn't want to use the link.
Well, thanks, Rusty Woodpecker. He says, we're still here in the live chat room, Traveling Fools. Thank you, Rusty Woodpecker.
You
We
know,
appreciate
it's
that.
freaking me
Greatest.
out a little bit.
I love his name. Imagine that.
What is that, Nathan?
So check this out. I keep hearing music, right? And I'm thinking my son had the music on, and it happened last week too. And I'm kind of going crazy. I'm thinking, man, I'm losing my mind here. Why am I keep hearing music, right? So then boss in the chat goes, "Oh, I love the music. It's keeping me into the show, right?" And I'm going, "What the hell's going on, dude? I thought it was just me, like the whole time." I have like 80% hearing loss, right? So I just hear birds chirping every once in a while.
Oh,
just
no.
out of the blue. But I just thought it was me the whole time.
You just
Like,
thought
every
it was
time I
in your
come
own
here-
head.
Yeah.
I love that. You're like, yes.
Yay, somebody else can hear it with me.
Yeah. I was
So
tripping
you and him are crazy. Well, I don't know what music you guys are
What
talking
music?
about. I
Yeah,
have
there ain't no
idea.
music. I don't know what you're talking about.
No idea what y'all are talking about. LW, did you see since y'all talked about RVs, I get to mention football for one moment. Did you see
no.
the final play there with Virginia upsetting Florida State? That was pretty awesome.
I did. I saw that poor Florida State receiver get trampled by all those people storming the field.
Okay, that's it. No more.
Oh my God.
Football. I'm just kidding. I don't even want
All right. Well, we did find
Go
out
Dogs.
Nathan likes football too. Do you like football there, Straight Dope?
That's a negative, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a good man.
A panel divided. A panel
All
divided.
right.
I'm nothing against it. It's just a waste of my time to care about some shit like that for me.
I got you.
Like,
I'm with
I
you.
wish I loved it. I wish. I've tried.
I like tailgating. Does that count?
Yes,
right.
it does.
Can I-
Yes, that
exactly.
Right. Yeah. Because I like barbecue and drinking and like,
Right.
cornhole.
Yeah. Exactly. And then I'll be like, oh, yay. Now, the Super Bowl I do always watch. It's just tradition because I love the halftime show and I love the national anthem. And, you know,
And
I
the
think it's
commercials.
different being there than watching it on TV. That's like, okay, this is a waste of time.
well, I
if
like
I'm
going
there-
to baseball games.
Yeah, me too. I love baseball.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fishman,
that halftime show is horrible lately.
Oh yeah, they've gone
That's what
downhill.
you watch it for?
Well,
Yeah,
I just always have, you know.
Halftime show hadn't been good since James.
They don't even
Jackson.
flip it.
Isn't Jelly Roll supposed to do it this year?
Yeah.
Oh God, Jelly Roll.
Everybody
I
remembers
swear.
that time.
Which one?
I said it hadn't been good
Oh,
since
yeah.
Janet Jackson.
Right? Then nobody flips a tit anymore. What the hell?
I know.
Yeah. They were
Well,
all
Janet's
talking about chocolate milk
badass.
after that.
We were in Cabo, sitting in a swimming pool watching the Super Bowl, and she did that.
I
and I'm telling
actually
you what, the
don't
whole
think I
swimming
saw
pool
that.
went crazy.
I didn't even realize what happened. I was probably talking.
I heard
Straight up,
they-
though,
they-
like there's
they-
a certain nostalgia that comes along with watching the Super Bowl, and I buy into that too. And I gotta,
Yeah.
half the time I don't even know who's playing anymore. See, I used to
Exactly.
follow football, but like then just life took over, and then I just stopped caring. But Super Bowl, it always feels like you gotta, you know?
You gotta.
You
Yeah,
gotta.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, so pro football hasn't mattered to me since,
81.
Yeah.
right? It hasn't
You
really
know,
mattered in a long time.
It's really weird. My son was a huge football freak. Both my sons, they played football, loved it. My oldest one really loved it, did really well in it. And the minute they did the kneeling thing, he was done. That was it.
Mm.
He ain't watched it since. Every now and then, I think he watches the Super Bowl because everybody else is watching it. But yeah, that was it. He was done.
Yeah.
That's a
Righteous cause.
that's a bad reason to stop watching football.
Yeah, the minute they kneeled, he was like, fuck, all right, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, I think they've kind of gotten past that a lot.
It was just a weird time.
That was a weird
yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
people were all up in their feelers, about everything on both
Social
sides.
media.
Yeah, social media. People didn't know how to take social media, and I'm not at all for the kneeling thing. I thought that was absolutely horrible and stupid.
Yes, 100%.
But
Yeah, a little Tanya Harding, I think, would have been good for that. But
No.
my personal,
Whack to the
I do live in Oregon. Let's be honest.
If y'all don't know anything about Gutters, if Gutters ever became the leader of a country, she would be the worst dictator in the history of. She would put Mao to shame.
He says that all the time. I don't know why. Shut up, LW.
Hey, listen, Milk in the chat says that nothing beats college football. Now, I'm going to beg to differ for $5. And what I'm going to say is, yeah, winning money on college football beats college football. Like, I'm going to be the one to say that.
I do personally agree with Milk, though. Nothing beats college football because right now I'm watching Oregon State beat up on Houston, which is pretty funny.
Oh, that's funny.
So yes,
Oh, am I kicking your ass,
ain't mine.
LW?
LWs, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, thank you, Milk, for that donation, by the way. Awesome. I'll be honest with you, man. I was watching that Sauter Sanders. His name?
Sador, yeah.
Yeah, Shador, yeah.
Shador. I can't get these people's names right.
Dude, that guy played awesome. When he was in college,
Yeah.
everything was going wrong, and at the end of the game, he's throwing bombs, and he's winning. And then he gets in the NFL, man, and they let him play one game. He looks awesome, and they won't let him back in with the first team. It's a joke, man, and they've dropped all of their games. You know what I mean? Why would he even be on the bench at this point?
So we do have somebody making their presence known here. Old friend, obviously a Miami Dolphins football fan, but this is we know this guy. He's no stranger to the show. How you doing, Guru?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. We were actually talking about you not too long ago, how we missed having Guru up on here because things never get dull when you're here. So what's on your mind tonight, brother?
Well,
welcome back, Guru.
You mentioned you were a Dolphins fan, so you summoned me like a genie. So here I am. And this is like this is one of the worst seasons so far of being a fan. This is reminiscent of the 2007 where we won one game. So it's horrible. But I had a question actually. I was listening, and Straight Dope, you were saying that you live up in upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really fascinated by you talking about it because I live down in the southeast, but I was watching. I love to watch YouTube videos and stuff like that. And a guy was traveling up there. He was just like talking to people. Beautiful area, like really like gorgeous, like you described. But it was like nothing was going on at all. Like and then looking into it, it's like there's like no incentive at all for people to live there. Like the taxes are extremely high. There's no industry. Like there's no pull at all. And it's a damn shame because like you were saying, I love the point you made, like before air travel was so prevalent, people that lived in the city, they drove out a few hours to go vacation. And I thought of like the movie Dirty Dancing when you were talking, like where you had all these areas where like a lot of Jewish people went to with their families and stuff like that. So I don't know, that really struck me, like the way you described that. And I remember seeing that video recently, and it was to a T, just as you described. But It sounds like such a beautiful area, but it's like literally no incentive at all to live there.
Yeah, so you're hitting it dead on, and I'm glad you appreciated what I was saying, because it is hard to describe, especially like I wasn't born and raised here, so I mean, I lived on Long Island most of my life. I mean, I lived about a bit too. I lived in Houston for a while. Unfortunately, I came back, but moving up here is unlike any other place that I've really experienced, because there was a vibrant small town situation that you could tell existed here at one time that simply does not anymore. And like, for instance, the town that I live in now, it's the bigger town. It's a college town, for what it's worth. And, we have Walmart. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's what makes it big, I guess. Unfortunately, it's like one of these things, like coming from Long Island or any populated area, I would suppose, like your economy could sustain having Walmart and Target and the strip mall and whatever, right? It could sustain that. Here could not sustain that, period. And they just simply opened up a Walmart, that's it, and it put everybody out of business. And I understood the concept of this previously, like the idea that this could happen, but until you experience it firsthand and you drive down your main street and there's like no stores on Main Street, and it's small to begin with, and then you look around and the things that you do have in your town that makes it the bigger town, right, is all corporate or franchised, right? So it's all fast food or
right,
quick takeout and stuff like that. Like, you have no mom and pop shops, you have no real local restaurants. In fact, one of the only local places that there is to like eat, like a pub, been there before, good food, good enough place, whatever. I went in there one day at like 10 after 8 at night on like a Friday, and their kitchen was closed. Think about this real quick. 10 after 8 on a Friday, and they're no longer serving food because I missed it by 10 minutes. Like, this is the economy here. There is none. I work remotely, but frankly, I don't know how people who aren't in like an agricultural sector, how they actually work, because there's no jobs.
Now, do you think, let me ask you this. Did a lot of this before the plague, was it different, or did you see a lot of change after the plague?
I haven't lived here that long, but I know people who have, and it's been this way.
I would, I think it's probably been that way for a while. I think, like what Straight Dope was describing, like the fast food, for example, those companies are there, but a mom and pop doesn't have a chance because A, they don't have the capital in that kind of environment to do a restaurant, and B, it sounds like the tax situation is so restrictive that unless you're a corporation that has the money and the time to set up shop, like a Bojangles or like McDonald's, you're not going to be able to do that. So it just fascinates the heck out of me, like that.
The tax situation's interesting, right? Because I'm sure the taxes here are high, but from what I was coming from, everything is just so skewed that like all semblance of normalcy is gone for me, like, for instance, like the town that I came from, I used to own a house and, everything. Now, my taxes on my house where I lived on Long Island were $24,000 a year. Okay.
Good God.
Ouch.
So, almost anything is better than 24 grand a year, right?
Yeah.
So
Homeless.
when you hear it's like 5 a year or 6 a year, you're like, this is borderline free. You know what I mean? Like, that's your mindset. You know, the neighborhood that I came from, the minimum cost of a house, you couldn't get into a house for under $650, like, period, or it stopped. Well, here you can get into a house for $125 minimum, right? I mean, I'm sure there's stuff less than that, but you wouldn't want to even consider buying it. But you get the point, right? So it's so apples to oranges from what I'm used to that my perspective is skewed, and I often have to like look at it to square it up. But yeah, I don't know that the taxes are that prohibitive, but I believe that based on the economy that's here, it probably is. I work remotely, and my job is out of the city, so I never have to go there, and I get that wage. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now, are there a lot of Dollar Generals and those dollar stores where you live, like one on every 7 miles?
Yeah, and a lot of them are closed. Also,
Wow.
like I said, there's just simply no economy here. Like I said, there was no culture. I didn't say it to be facetious or because it's like, well, subjectively. No, not subjectively. Like legitimately, there's no culture here. There's no people getting together to do anything anywhere. There's no people, like, there's nothing. Like, the closest you get is, like, sometimes some guys set up, like, these open pit grills in front of, like, Ace, and then when you drive by and realize, like, that in front of the hardware store, there's this barbecue situation going on, maybe you'll grab one, and that's your common denominator for your entire community. The park that we had here, things are in such disarray that homeless people, okay, who actually seeked out, like, assistance of, housing assistance or whatever, they were told that there was no assistance to be provided. They were given tents and told to go to the park. And if you could imagine the types of issues that raises, both for the people that have to stay there, but also for the community, that it's like, well, how many parks do we have? 2? So you gave them tents and told them all to go to the park because you don't have any resources?
So all that tax money goes to benefit you, right? That's
to benefit, I don't know who, and they benefiting nobody as far as I can see. All I know is that when they started putting 10 people in the park, I just stopped walking my dog there.
That's just depressing.
Yeah, that's very depressing. That sounds horrible.
This is what I'm saying. It's rough, but you know what? It is a beautiful place, and if you're like me, where you make your own happiness, then it's great. If I depended on like doing anything other than entertaining myself, I mean, I'd be doomed.
You speak of the dollars. Like, I've never seen a dollar store go out of business.
Multiple.
It's kind of like a Waffle House. You ever seen a Waffle House go out of business?
No, because Waffle House is awesome.
Waffle House is like one of the greatest run companies in the nation.
Okay, so Guru, let me ask you. I know a lot of you people live, on the West Coast or up north. There's only one Waffle House I've ever seen go out of business. Do you know where that is?
I'm thinking.
Okay, there's only one I've ever seen out of business, and I'm not going to let you sit there and think too long. That's horrible for the people listening. Okay, so you ever drive 75 between like leaving from Georgia to Florida, back and forth?
Yeah.
And you see those signs that say Cafe Risque.
Oh yeah, I know those signs.
Yeah, right across the street from Cafe Risque, where it's like, we bear all, truckers welcome, sweatpants encouraged, that whole thing. The Waffle House across the street from Cafe Risque is out of business. You know why that went
out of business?
Well, I'm sure it wasn't the food.
Well, Cafe Risque has a breakfast buffet.
Oh, right, I know.
So
I don't know how I know
there's no
that.
demand for the Waffle House.
I was going to say, is that all you could eat? All right. I mean, I'm asking for a friend. I mean, that's
right.
But,
yes, they did put it. There is the Waffle House that used to be across the street from there. It's a ghost town with tumbleweeds and the old building. So yeah, that's the only one I've ever seen go out of business. But
I will say, if a dollar store goes out of business, then something horribly went wrong. Like, I've never seen that.
Well, one's going out of business right around the corner from my house, and there's multiple others that I can point out in the direction. It's
wow.
no
They need a 50-cent
economy.
store now.
Well, they
No economy.
They had to up their price, so they're now the $1.25 store.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Damn
what
right.
happened to Dollar Tree. They
Dollar
were
Tree, yeah.
famous for $1. Now they're like $1.50.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna tell you a little interesting story about a town that I recently went to up here because I found this to be super fascinating. Super fascinating. Okay. And it's got a backstory, which is kind of cool. There's these like two towns, okay, about maybe like half an hour, 40 minutes from me, called Johnstown and Gloversville, okay. And I went there recently, and I had never seen a place like this before in my entire life, because it was so insanely poor but populated, right? And then you go through this like city center main street thing that they have going on, and it's like nice and kept and whatever. But then you get into the residential area, and the first thing that came to my mind is, man, I've been all over the place, and I've never seen a place like this, because the houses were all like very, very old and very, very cookie cutter and very, very close together. Okay, and they were all in the same exact state of disrepair, which, like usually if there's a junky area, you have one house that's like okay, and then one that's like getting remodeled, one that's fallen down, and one that's in the process of falling down. It's like in all sorts of states of disrepair. But this is like at the same exact point in time stood still and nothing happened, and no maintenance and no nothing, and like every house needed to be painted, and every house had like a couple of roofing tiles falling off, and every house had like dead landscaping, and you know what I mean? Like you go down and you could almost like pinpoint that literally these were populated, well-off towns at one point in time, well kept, because the houses were 100 years old and stood all that time. But one time, maybe about 35 or 40 years ago, every single person moved out and or ran out of money to do a damn thing simultaneously. And it was the most like unusual circumstance I've ever experienced, to be honest with you.
So like that is fascinating. So like what would have caused that at that point in time?
So that is the question, right? So Gloversville and Johnstown were leather centers.
Yep.
And at one point in time, they were actually number one manufacturers of like leather gloves, hats, all that sort of stuff. And then, well, what happened? Well, the 80s rolled around and they moved all that crap to China.
Yep, yeah. Exactly.
Now there's one leather producer left, one factory, and every single one of the factories that were there, why all those houses had been there. How long? 150 years. Industrial Revolution. That's when it was all built. That's why it was built so close together, so like that, right? So all the houses are 150 plus years old, had stood the test of time, and then all of a sudden, all the factories closed down as they shipped everything out to China, and nobody had jobs anymore, and that was that. All of a sudden, there was just poverty, and nobody could afford to do a damn thing, and you could buy a house there for like under $100,000 right now.
And to me, that is the story of the area that you live in. And that can be applied to Ohio, all the Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin.
Like a
right, the whole Rust Belt with all the coal and stuff.
It's like exactly that what you just mentioned right there, to me, is the impression I get of upstate New York. How that's why it's hollowed out.
Well, now, don't get me wrong. There's some pretty damn bougie places up here, too. Like, there's, like, little hidden Hamptons pockets all over the place. You know what I mean? But, like, yeah, my area where I am, pretty much. And where I live, at least, is, like, nice. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, those two towns I just mentioned are not nice.
Hey, Nathan, this guy's checking in just to see you. I highlighted this.
Hey, how's it going, man?
You got to say his name.
Yeah, he needs you.
Loose says hole. Trash hole.
Yeah, it's
say
loose.
It fast.
It's loose asshole.
It's loose asshole.
Good to see
Loose
you.
asshole.
I think he
Got
met
a loose asshole out here.
I think he met our earlier guest before he found the thing in the
We had
desert.
a loose asshole last week.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
Well, now we know where it came from, right?
Right, or where at least where it went.
Right. They'll give it back.
Oh my god, that's
Oh,
too
he
funny.
must have been the cannon that shot it out.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm interested to hear more about it. You know,
too.
this guy's going to be checking back in with us, I am sure.
I
So,
had a horrible
Guru, I
background
gotta,
reason I'm not going to tell about that thing.
About the James.
Guru, I gotta ask you. You know, we've been asking everybody this that ever comes on here. Did we or did we not land on the moon, Guru? What do you think?
You've asked me that before.
Well, I know, but we're getting all these on record now. So.
Okay. So I know the popular answer is we didn't land.
All right, cut him.
I
him.
think
He's
I
out.
think I think we landed on the moon and we came back.
Oh, Lord.
I do.
Okay.
God.
See, I
Guys,
love that. I
here-
want
here-
to think that. That's
So-
what I think.
Here's how I look at this. Like,
Are you
trust
going to
me.
be at Slobs Olympic? Are you going to be there?
So trust me, like I always look for an angle on things. So I get it, and I feel like my BS meter is pretty good. With the moon landing, it just makes no sense at all to me that a conspiracy of that size could be kept quiet. And again, you know, we got to remember at that point in time, we were in a heated competition with the Soviet Union.
Mhm.
And those guys would have dropped a dime on us so quickly to make us look like fools, because at that point in time, the whole like communism and capitalism, like it was up in the air as far as who was going to win. Are you telling me that they wouldn't have just made us look like complete fools? Like if it was fake? Like that's the biggest thing to me, is why didn't they just drop the dime on us and show the world that these guys are idiots? This is complete fabrication. But they didn't. That's the biggest thing to me.
Guru,
Well,
you think our
to
government's
me-
here to help too, huh? Don't you?
To me, the
was gonna
easy
say,
answer to that would be we probably have stuff on them too. I mean,
Yeah.
we all spy on each other. I mean, there's more Israeli spies in America that we admit to. There's Russian spy. I mean, we have spies all over the world. I mean, we all spy on each other. We all know each other's dirty secrets, you know.
All right, two quick points on this. Okay, first of all, how the hell would they know if we didn't go if they ain't never been? All right. Second is they had a whole different environment than we had, and they were ahead of us in a lot of different ways. As far as things you would know versus things you wouldn't, and the populace, like science wise, their population was way more aware of advanced sciences, and in practice of those advanced sciences, whereas everything in the United States was kept under the Iron Curtain, so to speak, of our own, and we kept it that way. So it's just an interesting angle to think about. That's all. Is their entire approach was entirely different, and a lot of the stuff that we're proving out currently, science-wise, is stuff that they had figured out a long time ago.
So one thing I would disagree with you on is the Russians, the Soviet Union, their intelligence system, in my opinion, was much better than ours. So they had embedded their spies in our government much better than we did, vice versa.
Mhm.
So I really feel like they knew what was going on. And again, like I said, how would you not play that card if you know that this is bullshit? And it just never happened. That's just weird to me.
Do we know that they didn't tell their people that we never went?
I think they would have probably released it in the media. They would have talked to their partners at the UN. They would have talked to their diplomats, things like that.
Yeah, I still have trouble believing it.
So how come we haven't been back then?
I really don't know. I know it's like from what I've heard, like what they say is it's extremely costly and there's like literally no benefit to do it. But I don't know.
Well, I know, but they've been trying to make their way back there. They said I mean, that's
Who's
like everybody, like
The
NASA
great and
and all.
glorious they.
Like
They-
who is they?
I mean,
Who is
hasn't
they?
NASA been trying to find? Haven't they been? I mean, I was under
don't
the
know that.
impression that they've been trying to get back to the moon, and they have not been able to.
We've been
No,
having
it's
to
a
buy
famous
tents.
famous video of the NASA guy saying that they can't recreate the technology because they,
Yes.
recorded
I've
over the
seen
stuff and lost all. Yeah, I mean, he said it.
We've been having to buy tents for everybody in Straight Dope's neighborhood. All the tax money's going there.
Well, listen, the last time I walked through the tent park with the dog and stuff, there was this one guy that I was looking for like fossils and stuff because I'm just weird like that. And this one guy thought I was like clearing out an area for my tent. So he walked over to me. He's
Oh
like,
my gosh, that's
so he's like, hey, you need a hand? And I was like, no, man, I'm good, thank you. And he's like, just so you know, like I'm just like an alcoholic. I'm not like the rest of these guys out here. I'm like, oh, great to know, thanks, man. And I just like, oh
so
man,
sad.
I got a tip.
We were in
looking for
LA.
prop.
Mrs. Fools, constantly wanted to go see Los Angeles, and do all that. So we were flying back from Thailand, and we're coming back, and she's like, okay, let's go there. So we found it was actually cheaper because we booked from LA to Thailand and back because it was like $500 round trip. And we flew, separately from Miami to LA on a separate flight. And it was cheaper using the miles to stay for 2 nights and wait to fly back till Monday. So we were like, well, screw it. We're going to, hang out for the weekend. Well, we had gotten in from it was like a 30-something hour flight because, we looped our way through and then ended up in Thailand to make our last flight back. So we get there and it's our first night there and we're sitting there at Venice Beach and Mrs. Fools is like, oh my God, I got to take a nap. So she finds this park bench, and, I'm just standing there watching around and she lays down on this park bench. She's like, just give me an hour, because it's hard to sleep traveling, and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she ends up getting like this homeless woman's like staring her down, and I'm sitting over on this other bench watching. I see this woman keep creeping in, and we've got a bunch of shit, bags and stuff. We didn't have our luggage obviously, but we had, we're shopping and this and that going through Venice Beach during the day, and we were just like killing time for another hour or so until dinner, and the sun starts kind of going down. And it turned out this homeless woman, she was mad because she thought she was trying to steal her bench. That was like her, that's like her. These people had like lay claims to these benches, and stuff like that. And the woman kept getting closer and closer and was like staring her down. And I finally am waking her up. I'm like, I think you're about to get like,
You better grab your Louis Vuitton and get out of here.
Right, this is her spot. She's ready to claim it. Yeah, so I was like, we better go.
No, the
Move
crazy
along.
thing is there's not a lot of 10
Go.
people by me, but there's 10 people. So that was the point, So apparently the other ones, though, they were not just alcoholics. They were probably like doing meth and stuff,
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Fun.
I've never wanted to go to LA. Is that crazy?
I've
No.
never wanted to go
Not
to
at
New
all.
York. Is
Nope.
that crazy?
I would
I want to see the Rockettes. You know what I mean? Like, or a real Broadway show.
I
That's it.
wouldn't go to New York City if you paid me to. But I'd go
I know.
I'd go to parts of New York, just not New York City.
Yeah, I'll
No.
tell you, I lived right outside the city, like I said, pretty much my whole life. And I really kind of disdained any time I had to go to the city, which
Really?
wasn't very often, but
Yeah.
I never would go, really.
It's like Portland. We live close to Portland, but we don't go unless we absolutely have to.
Nobody goes to Portland on purpose.
Right? No doubt.
That just doesn't happen.
Well,
You
that's
end up
fine.
there on like a binger. You know what I mean? Like, you never directly go there.
One time, and I woke up in Portland.
Yeah, exactly the way it is.
I'm so glad I live in the Southeast.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like even during the plague, you were like looking at all these people around the whole country and everybody was like, we can't leave our house, and we're like going out on boats and
No,
I mentioned that earlier.
where I
Oh, so
lived,
did we.
I
it was
mentioned that
strict in
earlier
the
today.
southeast.
It was a normal life.
right, nothing changed. It was like 2
No,
weeks.
actually,
The
it was
first 2
really
weeks.
nice because we
Not
had
the
no
city I
traffic.
lived in.
We had no traffic. We had nothing. I mean, we were able to go and travel and go hiking. Nobody was out. It was great. They told everybody stay home, so it cleared the way for us, and we went everywhere. And we didn't wear a mask most of the time. The only time we had to wear a mask was when we were in the city.
I almost, like, and I say this like without. I know people did pass, and things like that of it, but that happens with we're not going to go into the whole medical thing. We'll get YouTube will yell at us, but it's sad to say, but in a lot of ways I miss it because it was, you could fly anywhere for nothing. You could do whatever you wanted to do. Hotels were
No,
cheap
I
as
don't
hell.
miss it.
There was,
Jeez.
It was nice. You could go to beaches and they were empty. You didn't have all the tours. And when you ran into people out in public, you knew they were cool. You were like, haha, what's up, brother? Yeah, you know what I mean? You're just out hanging out doing stuff. Mm-hmm. So I hate to say that like and sound insensitive. God bless everybody who did have problems with that and stuff like that.
Do y'all remember the grocery stores with the arrows and the?
I love the arrows.
Oh yeah.
I was pregnant, so I was very cautious. I was confused, and
I love to be in the rebel.
it was scary.
But I remember like 2 months in, like going to the grocery store after work and going in there, and it's again not a lot of people in there, but the people that were in there, it was just like zombies. It was literally zombies going through the aisles to look for stuff.
I always
And just
went the
following
opposite way.
following these arrows. And it was just the most surreal thing. And I remember thinking like, dude, like remember this point in time because this is insane.
Think about it. Everybody had groceries delivered to their house. They didn't go grocery shopping. They had them brought to them. Now they order them online and they drive up and get them brought to their trunk. They don't even go grocery shopping anymore. Like it's just strange.
Well,
to me.
We still haven't figured that out. That
I
sounds
love
great.
groceries.
No, but listen, we never recovered. This was a reset for us. There was a new normal. There was things that we accepted. We watched parts of society literally go away and die forever, simply never to return and accept, high grocery prices, higher prices all over the place. So, a little bit of scarcity here and there. You can't as easily find the same things as you used to because the cost has all gone through the roof and stuff. And
that was all done by.
That's never coming back.
The worst thing that came out of this.
That was planned.
Listen, the worst thing that came out of this was, do you remember when you used to go pick up like to-go food? You would go places, you would pick up to-go food, and it was just like, that'll be, $17.32, blah, blah, blah.
The tipping.
And now, because at the time you felt bad for the people, and it was like, okay, I'm going to tip them a little bit.
Yes, it was like
that never went away.
COVID tip.
Yes.
Well, that and you used to be able to order from your local place, like the Chinese place, the pizza place, whatever, and they would have somebody and they would deliver it. And what was it? Free delivery and a tip, and that's
You
it.
get a tip.
And now you get Uber, and now they don't do it anymore because they realize, why am I going to pay a salary when I could sell it through Uber Eats or whatever?
Yeah, Grubhub.
Grubhub. But then they charge you exponentially more money and fees and all this other shit, and you get stuck with that cost. Now you can't even get take-in for, it costs double what it did. And
I rarely do it. I can't stand it. I'm like, nope, I'll go pick it up.
No, I don't leave that. I did for, during the plague, I did, and that was cool. It was like, you felt bad for people. It was like, hey, I'll throw you the extra $1 because you're not able to wait on tables or do whatever. But now, they go in there and it's all automated and they're like,
yeah,
you run your card. They're like, okay, there's the screen. And it comes up. It's like 18%, 24%. 30%, and then they look at you like they stare over at you like they're looking at you, and it's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, no, and you have to go like hit the other option for nothing, and it's like, no, screw you, I'm just here to pick up a pizza.
And then after that, you get, will you round up for the United Way?
Yeah, they don't ever. Right, there's never the option to round down. There's never that. I always ask. I'm like, no, where's the round down button?
But here's how bad it's gotten. where there's like no human beings at all that you're interacting before you get your meal, and they still ask for the tip. They still ask for the tip.
They lost what it was for.
It's
Right.
unbelievable.
They want another 20% more, but I just paid 40% more than I did 3 years ago. So what the fuck?
And then
my God,
and then they're not going to pay no tax on tips this next couple of years. So it's like, how great.
And that whole roundup situation, that's all because it's not a donation on behalf of you. It's a donation on behalf of the company that they use as a tax write-off, for crying out loud.
Absolutely. That's why I don't do it anymore.
I can't believe KJ hasn't said
use
just
it
the
as part
tip
of their
yet,
revenue.
or gutters. We haven't even got a just the tip joke, in here.
Oh, yeah.
We were full
Oh,
of
that's
last
funny.
week.
No, because I was actually thinking I do tip servers like 22% or more now.
Like
we were informed we
person
didn't
who
talk about
serves
that.
But anyway, the tip,
They-
yes, also that.
Absolutely. It's like you don't want to be like a shitty tipper, but
Right.
like a person who serves you. But when you're you're just
I used
picking
to
up
do it.
like you go into just a restaurant, pick up you order something at a a counter,
Mhm.
and then like, okay, before you check out, do you want to give 25%?
No,
like,
I'll give like
what?
2.
I waited
Yeah.
tables for a couple of years. That was like one of
Mhm.
my first jobs. No, you're earning the tip, or you're not getting it, honey.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
there's certain things you
I mean,
tip
I'll still
for,
always tip. But
waiters, people who deliver food to your house, or people who come to your house to deliver furniture or some shit like that. Those people you tip. Not
Provide a service.
not the cashier at the ice cream shop.
Yeah, right. And the thing is, it went from a tip jar where it's like you got change and what do you have? Oh, 25 cents change, 25 cents. Went from 25 cents to 25%. So like what? Like on what planet?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
it's a
tip
whole
them
racket.
extra just to not talk to me. You know what I mean? 'Cause I have no idea what the hell they're saying.
I love it.
They don't know what they're saying either.
You know what my favorite is like you go to like a restaurant to a counter and you pick up the food.
Yeah.
Or you order the food and they give it to you. And then and then they print out the receipt and say, "All right, please sign." And you go to sign it and there's a tip section.
mhm.
And you have to be the bad guy.
But here's the thing. They're hovering over you and watching you sign the receipt.
Yeah. Who's going to be the asshole to write a big zero? Write a big zero with a line through it.
Yeah, the big
I have
X.
done it though.
I guess
Well,
I'm
I
that
do the big
ruthless.
X every
I guess
time.
I'm that
the big
ruthless
X.
because I'm like X.
Yep, I do the big X.
When the kids-
I do the zero with the line through it.
That's
when,
what I
when
do.
my kids were really young, we went to a German restaurant. We took another family with us, and I think there was
course
like
you did.
9 of us or something. And Marv decided he was going to pay the bill. Marv, let me just put it this way:
I thought I thought Marv was Jewish.
yeah, he invented copper wire by stretching a penny. Let me just put that out there. So the fact that
That's
he
such
said
a
he
good
was gonna
comment.
that he was gonna buy at this expensive German restaurant was just amazing. But we get there, it was good food. It was a great service, everything wonderful, everything. Marv gives a good tip. They didn't like that tip, so the guy came back and said to Marv, "I'm sorry, but the tip needs to be bigger."
Oh my God.
Wow, I've never heard that one.
Marv,
Gutters, you were a waitress for a long time. Have
Yes.
you ever told a man that the tip needed to be bigger?
yes, I
Oh
have.
my gosh.
But that's not. I wasn't on the table. But okay, you're just distracting me here. So, anyways, after the guy told Marv that he needed to tip a bigger tip, Marv said, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna." So he refused to give him a bigger tip. I myself would have scratched out the tip and he would have got no tip.
Agreed.
That would have been it. There would have been no tip. but
Well, surely it was at least 20%.
I don't remember. It was.
I mean,
you know, but
if
was a
it
good
wasn't
size tip. It was.
20%, then that's
Yeah.
why they would have been mad.
This was back in the day. Let me tell you, this was like 25 years ago. I'm 39, but it was like 25 years.
Yeah, totally.
But I think it was still 20%, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm sure it was. It was a good size tip. Trust me.
And
'cause
what
the bill
about
was
the places
outrageous.
you go? Now
So-
this burned our ass when we were in. So we were down in South Beach not too long ago, and so we're staying there. This is just a couple weeks ago, and we go to this nice restaurant, at the thing, and blah blah blah, and you don't even think about it at the end of the night because you're ordering expensive food, expensive drinks, and you go on there and you leave a tip. And then you go back and look, and you're like, why the hell was that such a high bill? Then they already added into your bill. And I was like, you sons of bitches.
Oh, that's the first thing I look for.
I know, but every now and then you forget. You know what I mean? And you're like, God damn it. So why just tip this person like $50,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
What a racket.
I parked cars in college up in Atlanta, like that
I
first
remember
year.
when you did that.
Yeah, and I got such an education on, dude, that I got a better education just parking cars than I did that first year of school. And just on everything, on class, on people. So we had it down to basically an 85% accurate rate. You could tell how much you're going to get tipped based on the car that came up. It was 85 to 90% accurate. And what do you think? Like, if a Rolls Royce showed up, how much do you think you're going to get tipped?
18%.
18. Okay. Anybody else?
No, I haven't.
I would
I'm
say
thinking you're probably going to go
less.
opposite of the truth.
Here,
Well,
the answer. I can tell you.
Wait. Let LW give his thought
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
No, just growing up and having a lot of friends who were waiters and stuff like that. They always told me that you think the rich people tip more, but it's the middle class people that tip more. Poor people don't tip, and rich people don't tip well. It's always the middle class that tips well.
I probably parked 100 Rolls Royces. I probably got one tip. And
Holy
that
crap.
tip
That is a damn shame.
That tip might have been $2. So here's LW. You're right. So if you saw a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, something along that lines, zero. You're gonna get zero. If you saw a BMW or Mercedes, you're gonna get $2. If you saw a Lexus, you're gonna get $5. If you saw like a specialty car, let's say like a Hummer or a Ferrari, you're gonna get about $10. But here's the thing: if you got a Chrysler Sebring, you were gonna get
That's so random. I love it.
at least
Chrysler
$20.
I used to
Sebring.
love
At least
those.
$20.
They love their
Convertible
car.
And
Chrysler.
LW, you're right. It was a middle class guy. He flew in from town. He rented a car. He's bringing his family out to dinner, and he's like, "Hey, would you mind just keeping it close?" I'm like, and he give you a 20. Like, absolutely. You'd move the Jaguar, who would give you $1, into the back, so you can put the Sebring up front.
He hits the door of the Sebring onto the Jaguar
Dude.
as he gets out.
The Jaguar would give you $1. Like, we had it. A Porsche would give you $3. And we had it down. And I'm serious. This was 85-90% accurate every time.
I've always heard that middle
But,
class
yeah.
people
It's the truth.
tip the best.
So
Yeah.
it taught you a lesson. Like, and here's another thing: like these super rich, like they wouldn't even look at you in the eye. Like you didn't even exist, And
Well, I remember going out with my aunt. I would take my aunt out to eat a lot, and she was a rather wealthy woman. And we'd be leaving the place, and she'd be grabbing the sugar packs and the coffee creamers off the table and shit like that. And I was always like, I'm not going to say her name, but I was like, Aunt, Aunt Ruth, whatever the name. And I would be, and she's like, "Oh, you don't think I got all this by not being cheap, do you?"
That's right. One time,
Thank you.
Really funny.
Hey,
Well,
big
it was like-
big shout out to Baker in the chat. Baker, hope everything's going well on your trip, buddy. Miss having you up here. Good to see
Not
you.
on Baker.
school skipper.
Yeah.
I think their mindset is like, I didn't get rich by giving it away. That's how they think.
Right.
One time we got this gift card. Marv, he had worked on this guy's airplane, and so part of the payment, he got Marv a gift certificate because Marvin had kind of just done it as a favor, but the guy gave Marv this gift certificate to this restaurant called the Ringside, and it was a really nice place, but it was in kind of a weird place down in Portland. And so when we get there, there's these kids standing out there waiting to take our car and park it. But as we drive up, Marv thinks he don't realize that there's a valet there. He doesn't, or valet there. He doesn't realize that there's going to be somebody valet to park our car. So as we pull up, he says, he's like, "There's somebody beside our car." And I said, I think they're going to park our car. And he's like, "No, I don't think so. Look at these kids. They look kind of shady." I'm like, "Dude, they were dressed all nice in white shirts and, the whole bit." No, he didn't want to he goes, I can park it. So he parked our car because, we drove like a, I don't know, Dodge Aries or something then.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'd be fighting to park that car.
Mr. Duger, how you doing?
Mr. Duggar, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, everything's going around pretty sweet, man. Looks like you're having a fist fight in your chat, man.
Who's fighting in the
I
chat?
don't know.
Yeah.
PJ, CCG's gonna pick around. I don't know.
Lord
But anyway,
only knows.
I just come over to say howdy, man.
So what-
Excited
what
about
happened?
football tomorrow.
Oh, here we
Do
go.
what?
Football talk. Football talk. I like it.
I didn't mean,
You know what?
I didn't
We
mean
got
to
more
talk
football
football. I
Mute
didn't mean
him.
to. I'm sorry. I just said that for gutters.
Just trying to trigger me.
So,
what do I
Mr.
think about
Mr.
what?
Mr. Duggar, did you see the beginning segment, or did you just get in here?
No, I just got home, so just turned the
Okay,
door
we had an
on.
update. We had an update from our buddy James that found the cylinder and stuff. He came on with us at the beginning.
No kidding.
Yeah, you ought to go back and check that out afterwards. He came back on, gave us some updates, and super cool stuff. We took it a little more serious. He didn't catch us off guard this time. We were expecting him, so it was a bit cooler. We found out about
We
bunch
weren't
more.
allowed to giggle.
Yeah, I scolded
Did
the
you-
women
did-
before he
We
came
already
on.
knew it looked
Oh,
like
okay.
a
So y'all
Did you
know the-
determine what it really was other than a phallus?
No, they wouldn't let me touch it. Oh, sorry.
You'd have made it a phallus. Is that what you're saying?
Gutters has not yet been able to get her hands on it.
I have
What?
not been able to touch it.
She
Wait.
won't.
It doesn't
But
sound
did
like he
y'all
wants
discover-
anybody to touch it. That's for his
Did
hands
you,
only.
did you discover what that item actually was?
Not yet, but he is going to get us a inscription. And Nathan, I'm going to make sure he did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy will. He's going to take those pictures for me. I think I do want to
yeah.
write out those things.
Yeah, you should
Because-
get those over to me because
Yeah.
like I said, I play with stuff like that. So I,
Oh, do you?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I play with stuff like that. In fact, I'll have to show you guys one day because I
So
probably
Why? They won't let me put my hands on it. What makes
Yeah.
you think you're going to get to put your hands
Listen
on it?
straight,
Well,
though.
that's
We
because
are
you're
not
Facebook
going to your
page
OnlyFans
wrong.
page. We are not going to your OnlyFans page. We don't care what kind of things you play with, buddy.
To tell you Joe's jail story then.
Oh, Baker's watching. We better stop.
Oh,
Dude,
shit,
I
Baker's
appreciate
here.
Dude, y'all are being mean to this man. Do you have context to what they're talking about on the previous show, sir? Straight dope. Do you know what
I'm sorry?
they're talking about?
Mhm.
Did you know about the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing,
yeah. We're not, Mr. Duggar, we're not diving back. That Baker already put the eyes up. He's watching. We are behaving ourselves, Baker. Even
Yes,
here we're
yes.
watching.
I was there for that in spirit watching.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that way they were playing you there for a minute, and I just wanted to take up, I'm a lawyer, by the way, on YouTube, so if you ever need me, let me know.
What are you talking
Mr.
about, Mr.
Duggar's
Duggar?
here
Don't
to
be
just give us
throwing-
a tip. No.
Wait a minute, Gutters. Mr. Duggar, don't be throwing those services out. I've got you on retainer for a long time.
Hey,
I think
you're,
he's
you're,
offering
you're
pro bono.
overdue, man. You know.
Oh no.
Oh God, here we go again. Did
Hey, talking
did
about
check bounce?
tip,
You're worth like
I'm gonna go ahead and head
Carly
out.
Sheen.
Oh, she's heading
Well,
out.
hang on,
Hey,
KJ.
Doug,
We're going to
you're
wrap this
pretty.
thing up here in just one second anyway.
Okay,
Hey.
no, I really do have to. But
Well, just
good night,
hang on.
guys.
Okay,
Bye.
KJ's
All right.
leaving us.
Bye.
Good night.
So,
Good
Mr.
night.
Duggan, you're an attorney.
Love you.
I only
Yeah.
play one on television. So,
Have fun tomorrow, KJ.
Just on YouTube. Just on YouTube.
just on YouTube.
Thank you.
I got you.
Bye, honey.
He
But I'm a
does
good one on
specialize in-
YouTube.
Hey,
He
man.
does specialize in bird law as well, though. So, you know.
Right on.
I got in that kind of accidentally. You know, my parakeet was embezzling from me.
Oh man, they've been known to do that. You know, peckers.
Little batter. He lived 21 years. That little dude, though. You know, he paid for everything in cash. But other than that, man, that's quite interesting. That guy came back with some more info on that piece. I'm kind of curious what it is. Like, is it a bolt?
I want to
Is
try.
it
I
a
want to try to
weapon?
get him on. I want to try to get him on here every Friday night and figure out more of the story. What do you think, Nathan?
I agree with you.
I think it's
You
great.
know, if we could have a segment with him, you know, we found out a lot more this time than we did last time. So I don't think we need like the whole, you know, rephrasing of the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't need to be a 30-minute segment, but I would like to get like a 10-minute update. You know, hey, call back in, give us your update. What the hell's going on? What were your tests? Tell us about it. You know, I would like to get that. I think that would be interesting.
I do think that each time we do need to let him say where he found it and that sort of thing, because lots of new people come in I'm seeing tons of new people tonight, so that weren't here before. So
Right.
we want to make sure
definitely
everybody's
do a
not
recap on
asking.
it. Do a recap on it. You know, let everybody know how we got to that point. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting though. If you really, you know, I was like, that's why I put a real curious look. Really, he came back. So I was kind of wondering what that thing actually was. You know, it looks like it could be launched a pretty good while, and as long as we keep it out of Gutter's hands, we're okay.
That's right.
Might be where it got radioactive in the first place.
Oh boy.
No,
Oh boy.
I've made better things glow in the dark.
I felt like the way that thing was presented was like a prisoner in a creepy basement. That was wild to me.
That
You
it
know?
was a bit creepy.
It was a person
I was
on
kind of
two
waiting
ammo
for-
boxes in like Buffalo Bill's basement. Like that's the impression I got.
I mean, honestly, he definitely nailed the ambiance of the shot. You know, it's like,
Oh, it was
Right?
like, yeah,
All right.
I won $100,000.
Nathan's going to
if you
get in
wanna see
trouble
this
again. Nathan's going to get in trouble again. We're not allowed to go down this road. Yes, Baker's putting a bunch of eyeballs back up on us. He's yelling at us again.
You mean Baker?
Yes. Sorry, Baker. Sorry, I'm trying to keep these heathens under control.
Hey,
we got
hold
Dave
on.
Brown in
Word
the
to
chat
that
as
though.
well.
Hold on. We talk so much science on that thing.
We did.
More so than anybody would want to touch, as far as like the subject matter is concerned, without having it to actually examine. So we take it very seriously, and you know what? We take it so seriously. Nathan and I actually discussed the object, multiple times between last week and this week leading up to this. So,
No, it's kind of an ongoing joke is the reality of it. But yeah, I do think that interview going out was a very well done, very nicely done, and I think he got some good information. So
I think you were a pro on that, honestly. Like,
yeah, I think everybody did good. I think that went really well.
Yeah, I
now,
agree.
if somebody goes and clips our content again and puts that out there, we're not going to, nobody's getting roasted or any of that kind of jazz. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
which I wouldn't have mind the roasting. Like I was telling Nathan, you could have just fed it all down to me, and I would have LW and we would have had fun with it. I think Mr. Duggar can vouch. We love to talk shit, so it actually would have turned into a huge circus. But kind of glad it didn't happen. But it would have been fun.
No such thing as bad publicity, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun too.
Yeah,
So
you
what do you
guys
think,
brought up
guys?
the guy putting lotion on it. I mean,
Oh,
what was
here
that,
we go.
Chuck? He puts the lotion on.
Or it gets the hose.
Oh,
No, I just love like the video play, like the camera play around it. Like this basement looks like just unbelievably scary, and it's like there.
all right. Okay, we're going again. We're doing it again.
Baker's gonna put like
Baker's
50
gonna,
inches
he's
on
got
it.
his spanking stick out,
Whoa,
and not the good one.
That's. I mean, listen. There's some things that are just objectively true. Like where I live is a poor shithole with no culture, and that was a scary basement. Okay, like I mean,
Dude, that is the heavyweight class of scary basements that I saw.
Yes, that you would put an object as such down in there. I totally.
it needs one of those furnaces, though. You know, like the one with the teeth that go like.
Well, I think I saw a little moisture in the corner and everything. Like God,
Oh,
like
man.
this
chains
basement
on the
is
walls,
rough.
and shit, you know.
Yeah, there was like some Pulp Fiction action going on in that basement. You know what I mean?
What's in Marcellus Walton's
Oh,
chest?
just letting it run right off the
Yeah.
track.
Oh my God! What are you
This
doing,
is like-
Gutters? What are you doing?
I have a
Dude.
particular set of skills, like give me my daughter back or else, you know.
Yeah.
We
Like,
better hurry up.
That's what it was.
Baker's like losing his
Y'all
shit.
have went plumb amok. Slow down. When you hear about going amok, y'all just went amok.
Here's the deal. If you want to hear this talk, you can come backstage with us and we'll talk all night. But, well, part of the
But
night.
yeah, on that note, we're gonna wrap this thing
Yes.
up. So let me jump back on here. We LW. You got anything going on this week? You got any fun stuff? You gonna be doing any college football content or anything like that?
He's gone.
LW, he's done checked out. Gutters, what about you? You doing your
Yes.
doing your Tuesday night show?
I am. I'm
If
holding
y'all
to it.
like, straight dope, Nathan. If y'all like the political talk, the fun stuff, Gutters does do a great stream every Tuesday night. Gutters, tell them about it. I don't want to explain it for you.
Yeah. We just, we do a lot of political stuff on Tuesday nights. Of course, it drifts over into other things and other stuff, and it's pretty free flowing. But I do try to come up with an agenda and do somewhat of a, stick to a few subjects or whatever. But yeah, we just try to have a lot of fun, and I try not to filter anybody, and it's pretty good. So yeah.
And what is the YouTube? What is the YouTube at that people can find you at?
I'm at Gutters Pub, of course.
There you go. All you got to type in is at Gutters Pub.
Yes.
Make sure you're over there, Mr. Duggar. You got any invasions coming up, brother?
Hey, you never know, man. An invasion's, not really an invasion if you give them forewarning. You know what I'm saying? It's just a hop on. Caught you napping, whatever. You never know. I'm going to be like, sort of like Jesus. You don't know when I'm coming. So, but when I'm there to have fun, and it's surprising. I get quite a few people sometimes, and it's just really glad that I got to come hang out with you, my bubs there for a little bit, my little Gutters, and these guys. Hey, I dig both of you guys, and Guru and LW. But I'm really amazed that guy got back, and it was, I might have to go watch it over just to kind of see what y'all discovered about it. I know y'all found something I'm gonna find interesting.
Yeah,
So
it was a good. It was
He had a
good.
rash.
You'll like it.
He got a rash from it.
so did he? I sure he didn't get it. Well, he was using it the wrong way, maybe. I
Okay.
don't
Thank you,
know.
Mr. Duggar. Thank you, Mr. Duggar. Straight dope. It was awesome having you on tonight, buddy.
Thank you for having
welcome
me.
back anytime, man. Come back and have some fun with us. Great getting to know you. Don't leave yet or anything like that. All right, Nathan, Old Man Builds. Tell everybody about yourself.
Old Man Bills, man. We talk about all kinds of stuff, man. UFO, physics, things like that. Tesla calls all the time, man. But in the end, it all devolves down to just having a good time at the end of the day. And that's what we generally do.
Yeah, and I like that. I like having a good time. Why so serious? Can't take everything so serious. We got to have some fun too, especially on Friday nights. So, that's kind of what we do here. And we always appreciate having you on. So we're just going ahead and say, people just type in Old Man Builds and you're going to come up. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
You'll find me.
All right, cool. Guru, other than hanging out at Cafe Risque, where are you going to be? You got anything going on? I think Guru's, in the back
He's
too
having
as
a
well.
beer. Yeah, he's having a beer with LW.
Oh, you can eat taco night at the.
Yeah, he's at the Claremont Lounge hanging out
That's
in
right.
Atlanta,
He's at
Georgia.
the Claremont.
Right. Big shout out to the Claremont Lounge. Got my sticker right here. So, big shout out to the Claremont Lounge, classiest place in all of the Southeast. So, guys, Sunday night trivia, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time over here at Traveling Fools. You also join in. It's actually really fun. It's interactive. Gutters is going to co-host it with me. Normally, Friction does. She's out of town this week. Gutters will be co-hosting that with me this Sunday night. It's all chat done, 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat. So the computer does all the stuff. It's really fun. People, compete pretty hard. A lot of fun. Every Friday night right here, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, we do this shit show. We appreciate everybody who's come in. Please say goodbye to us in the comments. No matter if you were listening across all these different streams that we're going. Looks like we got still 130 people right now tuned into the show. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much. We'll go out to some fun music. Please, everybody, tell us goodbye in the comments, and we'll see you soon. See you later, alligator.
Bye.
Please enjoy.